Everybody in the wholesale line who would dance to the jailhouse rock. Number 47 and the number 3. You do the jailbird evidence. Show me the light with your company. Come on and do the jailhouse rock with me. Let rock. Everybody let rock. Everybody in the wholesale line who would dance to the jailhouse rock. Dance to the jailhouse rock. Dance to the jailhouse rock.
G12, SmackDown. Good time for the Natty with Hardcore and Baker. What's up, G12? It's the end of season 1. We was a league and had a lot of fun. Some of these coaches couldn't stand the heat, so we kicked them out the kitchen and replaced the seat. Bigger and better, and you know it's true. These coaches got skill to beat someone like you. Now who's the Natty? It's Hardcore and Baker. Time for the champ to show us who's the maker. Hardcore never won right from the start, but you know these Buckeye fans have Baker in their heart. Thanks to Godfather, but this league is the best, and the commentators put us above the rest. Sit back, enjoy it, eat your popcorn. Tonight we crown a champ, it's like softcore porn. Thanks to the fans, we're nothing without you. Let me drop the mic and pick it up for season 2. Let's go, baby. G12. Natty, it's the end of season 1, but don't you worry, we'll be back for season 2. What up, G12? It's Mac Dub. We time for the Natty with Hardcore and Baker. What's up, G12? It's the end of season 1. Grew as a league and had a lot of fun. Some of these coaches couldn't stand
some kind of technical difficulty, and the rap just wanted to keep going because it was so good. But hey, everybody, welcome on in. We have finally made it to the pregame show. I actually can't believe it. I can't believe we are here. I'm so excited. It's a big night. Let me go right down the line. First of all, E-Migs, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Appreciate you, head coach of the USC Trojans. Mr. Pirate, appreciate John Rob. It's so small for me, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. John Rob, thank you so much for being here on a Friday night. Appreciate all that you've done for us this year. I just want to take this time to thank you for that. Pirate, you as well. You've been awesome. You've been like the spearhead of the chat world and interacting with the G12, and thank you for that. Guys, we're here. What do you think? Let's go right down the line. Give me your thoughts as we sit here tonight. Being here on a Friday night. Appreciate
right down the line, so that's me first. I mean, and it's not a knock on Baker at all. I think it's Hardcore's game to lose. I think any of us are in the same position. I think Hardcore is just on a different level than all of us, and we're all playing catch-up. We've been playing catch-up all year. I think, obviously, Baker's the underdog. It's going to be a tough game. I think he's going to have to play a near-perfect game. No turnovers, no mistakes. I mean, that's obvious, but I think I played Hardcore one time, and it was closer than my Yofi game. I was closer with Hardcore than the Yofi game somehow. I don't know how. And it was just a throwing battle. So I don't know if that's my suggestion, is to just try to throw and go a lot over the top, especially like Pirate was mentioning earlier. Throwing would take him off guard, I think, just because he runs so much.
Yeah. How about you, John Rob?
Yeah, I completely agree with that's right. I think it is a lot of a game for Hardcore to lose, but we've also, like you said, seen Baker pick up his game lately. He was playing solid as of late, and it's going to end up being an interesting game. I think you can avoid the turnovers, like he says. Also, even way back when Chuck played Hardcore, he gave some keys of how maybe to slow him down a little bit with two. It was Baker listening. Has he been listening? Has he been watching? How much homework has he been doing? How much homework has he been able to do for both of these guys? We know Hardcore's in his personal life probably hasn't been able to prepare too much. He's been in California doing all that kind of stuff. So anything can happen tonight. And that's why I think these are probably the two best teams at the end of the season that we get. We know that Oklahoma's looked a little bit better, but I'd still give Baker a chance if he can play a clean game and pick up that passing game in the fields.
Pirate, how about you, buddy? What are you thinking so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I echo a lot of what everybody else has said, but, I think Baker's offense has been very one-dimensional. Hardcore is by far the best defensive player in the league, so that matchup is going to be key. But I think the game will be decided on the other side of the ball. If Baker's defense, he's got some of the best secondary players in the game. If they can make the interceptions and if he can force some turnovers, Hardcore has not faced any adversity. So if he can get him in a situation where he has to face a little adversity, maybe his chat gets in his ear, things can really turn around. Baker's had a much tougher season. He's been behind in games. He's certainly faced more of a challenge than Hardcore has. We haven't seen Hardcore play from behind at all this year. So if that continues, obviously Hardcore will win easy, but I'm curious to see what will happen when Hardcore gets punched in the mouth.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think I've played Baker 5 times. I'm 4-1. He's 4-1 against me, so he's kicked my ass. I believe that if Baker plays a flawless game and doesn't allow the Hardcore's ability on defense from him to score and giving Hardcore points that way, it's a close game. But Baker doesn't even play defense on a lot of his streams, so I truly believe perfection is Baker's. I love Baker, but Hardcore is that good. Like if I played Baker, I believed I could have a chance to beat Baker. If I was playing Hardcore, I don't know that confidence is the same. I'm just being totally honest from where I sit. So that's kind of my thought. Guys, before we move on, I just want to point out real quick, you see it on the screen, we have a multicast event tonight, starting right now with the pregame show. Then it's about 53 minutes now. We're going to have on 4 total channels. You can catch the Ohio State feed on Baker Vision, the Oklahoma feed on the Hardcore College Football Twitch channel. You can also catch the Coaches Watch Along on MacDub44. You will have Yofi, Big Ian, Deez, Chuck. I'm forgetting. I don't remember. There's like 6 amazing coaches. If I forgot your name, I'm sorry. It's been a busy day.
Jenna Pear Tree.
Yeah, Sharp's gonna be there. Yeah, there's gonna be Rhomba. It's gonna be a crazy, awesome time. So I just want to say there's a lot going on. You can bounce around. You can stay where you want to stay. But tonight, I feel like we've got some really great things happening. Not just this game, but hey, before we move on, Emigs, I know I asked you to be here tonight. You wanted to kind of talk for a few minutes, so let's go ahead and move on to you, brother. What do you got going on?
Yeah, guys, so I got an announcement to make for Season 2 upcoming. I'm not going to be a part of the G12 League playing. I'm definitely going to be a part on camera. I'll be in – sorry, Pirate. There's a few reasons that goes into it, and it's not just because I'm 0-2 versus Yoki, even though that sucks. But, okay, so first of all, I don't know if anyone's ever watched my stream. It's literally like a day one stream. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a good computer to stream. I just don't think I have the time, and like all these guys put so much time and energy into their streams. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I knew what it took coming in, and then I quickly found out, and I just don't think I have the time. I'm also about to move to LA for a job right when we're starting Season 2. I think I can do some, like I said, I'll be here commentating. I'll do the weekly shows if you guys want, but no more emigs behind the sticks.
Wow. Well, buddy, and we talked about this, so I did know. And so first I want to say thank you for having a conversation with me. It's so awesome. I am, it sucks.
First time.
Yeah, no doubt. First time we've had a peaceful transition of power. Sorry. Anyway, I appreciate that, and I am really excited because honestly, you're really good at this side of things, and we can use that. And it's sometimes easier to find coaches than it is help with doing this. So I'm glad that you're going to still be a part of it and be involved with things. So. I just want to say thank you for all your help and everything that you did and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you. And guys, that kind of throws a little wrench because now I'm going to have to, my controller's not working, which is never good. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to try to find another coach. I don't like to go week to week without having the right staff. So we definitely got some work to do. I know what we were going to move on to, guys. We're going to go over the bowls that have already taken place, the ones that have went through. Now, these scores aren't going to be updated here, guys, but we kind of know from memory there was just a handful. So this UCF game, Mac took care of Southern Miss. Guys, go ahead and talk about this. I'm going to get on the phone here for a few minutes. I gotta text a few people, but I wanted to wait till Emigs made his announcement. So I'm here. I'm just on my phone. Take it away, Pirate.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this was another classic Mac Dub stream, right? So, Southern Miss certainly was not at the level of competition that Mac deserves. He had a crappy season. He really should have been 10-3, not 9-4, but he couldn't remember how to save his game. He certainly should have been in a New Year's Six bowl. Obviously, he's glad to be bowling at all. But what do you guys think? Do you guys remember this game? This was one of the first games that we played. I hardly remember it.
I kind of remember. I remember you were in chat. I was in chat. It was a blowout, right? He killed him. It was a fun game. It was a fun Mac game. He was calling some fun plays, like some pre-snap motion stuff. I just remember them getting blown out.
Yeah, and I mean he's starting to fill his playbook out a little bit more. He's been playing a lot of Madden lately, and I think that's given him some ideas. He's broadening his horizons a little bit. I think he started smoking peyote.
Always helps.
It never hurts, that's for sure. All right, not much to say here. I think Mac's one of the better players in the league. He picked a real big challenge with UCF. I'm excited to see how he does next season. Chuckleberry, that's another tough one. Stanford was probably the toughest CPU game that I think we had. You saw that firsthand. So Chuck, I don't even remember if he won this game. I don't think I watched.
He did. Yeah, it was a super close game.
28-27. That's right.
I only beat him by 1 too. That's funny. Yeah, they're just tough. I couldn't do anything. Like it was one of those games where I couldn't do it. I didn't see this game, so I can't really commentate on that. But I just remember I couldn't move the ball. Like 3 touchdowns for me is low through 4 quarters, so it was hard.
It was very similar, right? Like they have a very good defense, very good rush defense. They also have a very good running game, and it was a very similar to Emig's game where it did come down to the end. He was able to make the plays at the end. to get the win, and was able just to do enough to stop the running game, and was able to move the ball a little bit better than what he was used to. So it was a good game for Chuckleberry. Maybe as he kind of got down to the end, had a lot of good games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck definitely turned it on throughout the season. I really was impressed. Nobody was harder on Chuck than me early on in the season. I mean, he barely beat Stoner Gamer, who was just awful, and he got blown out by Hardcore and lost to the CPU a couple games early. And he took on another big challenge with West Virginia, but he really impressed me as the season went along. And I think all those user games against D's that they started doing, he was getting in multiple user games a week. I think Chuck's going to be a real threat next season. I'm hoping he does well. He gets a lucky placement in the conference rollout that we're doing later today. But I think he's a player to be contended with for sure.
Yeah, it's just weird going into next season because it's almost like this was just the whole practice run, right? Because there's only four or five real games for some people, whereas next year it's going to be totally different. I don't know.
Yeah, user games changes everything, right? I mean, the stats are going to be skewed. The stats are going to be far more realistic. Nobody's probably going to win any awards or win the national championship because going undefeated is probably going to be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
So you're also going to have some conferences get out of whack, other CPU conferences, but we'll cover that more later. But Oregon, Rhombus had kind of a disappointing end of the season. He had a couple rough losses towards the end. Started with a rough loss to Baker, ended with some rough losses. Virginia Tech obviously was a decent team coming out of the ACC. What did you guys think about this game? How do you think Rhombus shaped up, and is he going to be able to get it done with my Florida squad next year?
Hey, real quick, just Hardcore, thanks for the gifted sub, and Fruity, thank you for the follow. Sorry, guys.
You're all right. You gotta pay the bills, man. I like it.
Honestly, I do not remember this game at all. I just know
I didn't catch it.
This was like a weird timing game for me. I remember. I'm pretty sure. Did we know the score of this one? Did we remember?
We don't know the score.
Let me see if I can find. I don't remember. It was so long ago, and I don't think it got posted in the scores. So I honestly don't know
either.
If you go to ESPN and go to the scores and schedules, you should be able to find it there.
Okay.
Yeah, but if memory serves me correct, Rhombus won this game. I don't
know.
Yeah,
he won.
In chat.
Yeah.
But, I just don't remember the score. It was close, I thought.
Yeah,
it was pretty close. It wasn't a blowout. It was
Rhombus, so of course it was close.
Yes, every game that he has is close. They ran a similar, but it was, you can kind of see there the glaring, obvious issues with Rhombus is the bottom line, right? He was negative 12 and 117th in the country in turnovers, and it kept games close for him most of the time. But I think he had a pretty overall good season.
Sure.
The Pac-12 championship and fell short there, but he could have had a better season and just let a couple of games slip away there in the CPU. He had several CPU losses, obviously.
Yeah, he's making a big step up though to take over that Florida program. They got some a lot boosters that are, we call them bull gators. They got some rowdy boosters that are going to be in his ear a lot. So
well, I have
hopefully
a
he
one of those
fixes
guys
fixes that turnover problem. That'll be a quick way to get fired. You go minus 12 in turnover differential. Missouri, Miami. I mean, obviously, Coach Bryan turned it on. He ended up with 2 losses to Sharpshooter, and then kind of a goofy loss to Ravens fan. But he certainly was impressive. I mean, Derek King probably should have won the Heisman if it wouldn't have been for the Najee Harris nonsense. But Coach Bryan took care of business here. Chuck's going to be taking over Mizzou next year, so it was nice to see that they had a decent season. I think they're probably better in the game than they are in real life. What do you guys remember about this game?
I just remember he won big, and it was like a typical Miami game, right? Derek King kind of took over.
Yeah.
But I don't remember much, honestly. I just remember it was a normal Coach Bryan game.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it
tough.
was a
It's been
blowout.
2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks on a lot of these. So, and most of these were on just on their stream. So, we need to make sure we get those scores posted in the channels. I don't remember the score, but yeah, Coach Brian definitely took care of business, and I think he'll continue to do so. Right? I mean, he's got a. You talked about it a minute ago, Enigs, that this was a practice season. I think nobody took more advantage of that than Coach Brian. I mean, he really saw what Derek King can do. He's gonna. I think he's gonna make waves next season for sure.
He's staying with Miami, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
Rocky Top. This game. I did see this game. I remember everything about this game. Rocky Top did everything he could in every Bama game to try to lose. I swear he wanted Bama to lose most of these games, but he found a way to win. He was behind a good portion of the game, and he pulled it out. I mean, obviously Bama's talent is ridiculous. Rocky Top, he came in, lost his first game to Auburn. I was a little bit worried, hey, is he going to be able to adjust to the speed of what we're doing? Is he going to be able, even with a team as strong as Bama, is he going to be able to keep up? It was a bad kind of first showing with that Auburn thing. Comes right back, answers with a beating of the undefeated D's and really kicked off the chaos that we saw for the rest of the season. And then he finished with a strong top 10 win over Baylor, who we saw Baylor play a couple different people played Baylor. And it was tough games. Like I think Chuck barely beat him as well, but he should have beat Baylor by a lot more than he did. But he won, and I know he's going to be excited next season to be taking over Tennessee. So I hope John Robb will give him a good ration of crap every week.
Thank you, Hottie Toddy.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why he picked Tennessee. That's the same thing. I respect a lot of these guys for next season who didn't just pick the best rosters, right? I mean, there's several guys who just picked the team that they like, or they stayed loyal. Chuck is one of those guys. Also, Rocky Top is one of those guys.
Well, I think D's laid the road.
that.
I think D's laid the path for that, right? I mean, he said, "I'm going to play South Carolina. I'm going to stick to what I know," and he basically went undefeated. I mean, he was in the driver's seat. He had a letdown at the end, but. If you take South Carolina, if he would have gone 8-4 with South Carolina, I think he would have been happy. To have him go undefeated was, just amazing. So,
and I'm telling you, I expect more out of Rocky Top because he's used to this rock.
Yes.
Very uncomfortable, and that was very obvious. Really know the team, and he started to figure it out at times, and you could see he had a good game plan against D's, and it worked out. So if he's more comfortable, and this guy plays a lot of user games, he can make some noise next year for sure.
Sure. Moving into some of the user games, we're finally getting into the big bowls. South Carolina, Clemson. This game, honestly, wasn't even as close as the first game. The first game was a nail biter. This game was over pretty quick. Dees is a good player. That's all you can say. Sharpshooter is good as well. Obviously, Clemson's a tough team, but Dees took care of business. He knows that roster, just like John Robb was saying about Rocky Top with Tennessee. There's something to be said about knowing those players, and turnovers were the key to this game. Sharpshooter turned the ball over too much.
I was just gonna say it was turnovers, right? He just 4 interceptions, I think, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yep, and the rematch didn't go the way it was expected, and D's kind of proven himself. Emigs, you don't have to talk about this one, guys.
Skip it.
I won't make you relive it.
I can talk about. I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good. Look at those rankings. Wow.
It was good.
I mean,
year, man.
It was close. He just has my number, dude, and that's what's interesting too about tonight is. I think, at least for me, it was harder to play versus Yofi than hardcore. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just mental, but it was harder for me to do any. It felt like hardcore was in my head, or Yofi was in my head, whereas John, I think you saw some of my game with hardcore. It was like a shoot. We were just slinging it down the field as a shootout.
Yeah.
But so for this game, it was the same thing. Red zone, turnovers. I couldn't stop him, but I even went back and looked at it. If I score on every one of my possessions a touchdown, I still lose because I just could not stop him. He was too good.
Well, I'm sorry, but you guys, we are on a hype train. MacDub, Hottie Toddy, gifting these subs. We got a hype train going. I just want to say, chat, you guys are amazing. And Mac, you're ridiculous. And level 3 hype train complete. So sorry to interrupt, but thank you.
Up to level 4. Awesome stuff. I know Hardcore gave a sub out earlier. He's, I think, 39 for the year so far. So I know a lot of you guys are out there gifting subs. And I know we definitely, people in the chat, 100% appreciate that. And a little note, let's talk about, we haven't even talked about this while we're talking about the chat. Q was in here well before this thing started, modding it up. So a big shout out to somebody who we didn't mention earlier, but Q has been a big part of our stream and helping us out. And we always love Q for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks for calling that out. I had that on my list to call out. I'm glad you got to it. This game, just to kind of finish this one up, Emigs, I think you had a good game plan going in. Yofi you couldn't stop him on defense, and that was the key. Like you said, you had to score on every possession, and you still weren't going to get it done. I think Yofi will continue to be one of the better players in the league. He knows that Notre Dame roster, so that's another huge advantage for him. I'm excited to see a lot of these guys are kind of returning to the roots where Hardcore's going back to Penn State and some of those games. So I think Yofi will be a top tier player again next season.
Yeah, I mean, I think
so.
And this is no respect to Baker. I said that maybe we've got the two best teams here at the end, but Yofi might be very close to B, if not a 2A in my opinion. I mean, he just, it didn't work out for him at the end with his schedule. So I think that was a big part of that, and probably is the second best team in the league, and just didn't get an opportunity and a shot. And he's proven that, I think, in the user games that he's had, he's done well and just came up short against Hardcore.
Yeah, Baker's got a lot to prove, right? I mean, he was number 1 to start. He had a letdown against Wisconsin where he just looked awful. He couldn't throw the ball. Like we've said earlier, and we've kind of already hashed this game, but Hardcore has not been challenged at all. Baker's had ups and downs. He's had huge layoffs. He didn't play for 3 straight weeks, and all this kind of nonsense. He's been through the ringer. I hope he put in the time today. He said that he was going to be putting in a lot of offline time today. I hope he was able to do that. I hope he comes out with some new wrinkles. I hope he's throwing the ball all over the place. I hope he's got some things up his sleeve today that we aren't expecting.
Hottie Toddy, that is ridiculous. Sorry.
No, you're good. Number one rush offense in the league. That's saying something, right? I mean, against the number 1 pass offense, and number 1 overall offense. So these guys are going to be able to throw all over the place. You'll see another thing that I think is impressive is they're both way in the positive on their turnover differential. If you guys have noticed as we flip through these games, that's not the case for a lot of these teams. The only other teams I saw that were even in the positive were Emigs and Yofi. Pretty much everybody else was way in the negative. So these guys take care of the ball. It should be a low turnover game, I hope.
Yeah, I think so.
They take care of the ball and it's even.
Sorry, John.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think it's gonna come down to that. I think that I think Hardcore always plays tough. I think Baker, it just, he's got to get punched in the face. He's like, before he gets going. So if Baker if you even watch his games throughout the season, his first half, it was kind of battles, 7-7, 14-14, 21-14, and then the second half would come, and, that's when he would kind of get going. That's not going to work against Hardcore. So I think that's another big factor too. Guys, I do have a guest that's going to join us here in a few minutes. We're just going to talk about this game. I'm waiting for a call, but I'm going to bring them live on air when they come. I just want to give you a program update.
Sure, no problem. I thought that was we got about 4 minutes for that, but I guess you're kind of waiting for timing. So what else you guys got going on? We got 4 minutes to fill. We're running a little ahead of schedule. So obviously just want to kind of give you guys an update of what the rest of the show is going to look like. So Coach Burt's got a guest coming up here in a few minutes. We are going to go do a reveal on what the conferences are going to look like for next season. So we've got the live reveal of what that's going to look like. So who's going to be playing against who and what conferences. With that being said, all the users are going to play against all the other users. So they should all have 11 user games, even though they're in a different conference. But will at least let us kind of know who's going to be matched up inside the conference or divisions of those conferences. So it should be an interesting thing that we've got coming up. We also have live interviews with Baker and with Hardcore to kind of close out the hour. And then right at 9 o'clock, so give or take 32 minutes, as you can see on your screen, we will have the National Championship game come in. So.
Yeah, and on those conferences, Pirate, you'll hear this in the video we're gonna watch, but I want to just set it straight because I have a few extra minutes. We were gonna do a randomizer, but I did it. Anybody that does this would do it a few times beforehand to see how it turned out. And guys, I did like 20, and they were terrible in the sense of balance, because even though you're playing all 11 users, to get to that tie-in bowl game that's going to be our championship game for our purposes, you have to have a good conference record. So if you put all heavy hitters in one conference, that conference record is what's going to matter. So we did it a little bit different, and we didn't just necessarily randomize it, but we kind of did it for equity, if you will, you know what I mean, or for good content, however you want to put it. But that's kind of, I just want to let you know why we changed that up a little bit.
I'm eating a rice cake here, but I'd also like to make a plug as a huge fan of this league. I would love for the coaches in between now and February to figure out how to get together and have a tournament.
Well, that's something we're going to work on. I'm shooting for January. I don't know who. I know Yofi really wants a crack, so for sure, like the top 6, if everybody wants in, that's fine. We can do that too. So I do want to do that like over a 2-weekend stretch in January, if everyone agrees to it, just for a little rendezvous and kind of like an appetizer for season 2. Does that, you know what I'm saying?
Just like a little rice cake.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. This phone call is imminent. He might be right on schedule. I know he is doing something as well. So timing is sometimes off, but that's okay. I will just give a plug to Tokes. Tokes was going to be here with us tonight. Tokes, thank you for being a part of the G12 and all that you do. He ended up having to work a huge shift at work, so he couldn't be here, but shout out to Tokes. And he is starting a Call of Duty league on the G12 network. So even though we'll be taking a break until February, we might have something going on here. We might have something.
Thrizzy with the raid.
Guys, I think I'm thinking maybe my special guest is here. Are you here, Coach? We might be having some technical difficulties. Welcome on in, Thrizzy's crew. Thank you, Mr. Thrizzy, for the raid. I'm just waiting for him, guys. I can't hear him yet on the Discord. Hopefully he'll jump in here. Should be joining us shortly. Wow, what a fantastic entrance. I'll wait. Coach, are you there?
Yeah, we're here, man. What's up?
Hey, Coach, man. How are you, my friend? Thank you so much for that raid, bro. That was amazing.
Yeah. We were just finishing up the stream, and I figured we'd get everybody in here, watch the G12 National Championship. I'm excited for it.
Well, what's really exciting, thank you so much for that. What is really exciting is not only did you do that, but breaking news, we've been texting back and forth. We knew there were some things changing. And Coach Thrizzy, welcome into the G12, my friend. You're going to be guiding the Wisconsin Badgers next year in Season 2. Is that accurate? Do I have my information correct?
Yeah. We're going hometown squad. We're going to go with the Wisconsin Badgers. I'm beyond excited, very nervous right now. I see everybody on the G12 network right now. We got E-Migs. I mean, we got Fantasy World. I'm very nervous at the moment. I'm hoping that I can do my squad proud and get some wins in next year's G12.
Oh, man, we are so excited to have you. I just have a question. So why the G12? We've been talking for a few months. Like, what about it as an outsider did you see? You've been streaming for like 7 years. Am I correct on this? So you're kind of like an OG in a good way. Like a lot of us, Corona kind of pushed us towards this. You know what I mean? But you've been grinding for a long time. So to just kind of tell us a little bit about you and kind of what, how the G12 works with how you do things.
Yeah, so I've been honestly streaming for maybe like 10 to 12 years.
Oh, okay, okay.
Took a long layoff from it. We were back in the old Justin TV days. Did a lot of MMA, did a lot of Madden, did a lot of FIFA. So for me in particular, it's always been about sports. It's always been about the community, and I've got a chance to see a lot of the different communities. And in particular, when I started coming back to streaming, I gravitated a lot towards NCAA football and stumbled upon the G12 community through D's Diabetes, and he was showcasing all these great people, and he's like, all right, go check out Hardcore, go check out Yofi, go check out Emigs, go check out Sharpshooter. And man, I guess I started getting more involved with the community. I started watching people, and I was like, you know what, I think I kind of fit in here, and I'm very excited that I got this chance. Big shout out to Emigs for letting me get into this position where I can come in and hopefully give you guys some pretty good content next season.
Well, we are excited to have you guys. Any questions for Coach Thrizzy while we got him here?
Coach, welcome. This is
Not a question.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I insist.
I was just gonna say when I was talking to am I that far behind? When I was talking to Fantasy about dropping out, though, I immediately recommended Thrizzy because I've seen him stream. I know his following, his viewers is awesome. So I was just really happy to immediately get you slotted in there. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate it. And if you guys do have a chance, I know Migs is not going anywhere. He's still going to be around. He's going to be doing these shows. He still streams from time to time. It's just that his current situation maybe doesn't allow him to be what he wants to be. And, you know, that happens in life sometimes. You just got to grind through it. And then when you get the chance to come back and do it again, then I'm sure you'll be welcome right back in. But again, thanks a lot for letting me get this opportunity.
Yeah, Coach, welcome to the league. Obviously, we're excited to have some new blood. What can you tell us about kind of your game plan? I mean, do you run Wisconsin pretty straight up, or you run a lot of triple option? What's your thoughts on your play style that we should expect?
Okay, yeah. So looking at Wisconsin historically, we're a run-heavy team. I think that I haven't had a chance to look at the roster quite yet for this season. I'm not sure if we're going to be going to a new roster or we're going to stick with the old roster, but I think overall we're going to rely on big guys up front. It's going to be a run-heavy team and hopefully sneak out victories. I mean, I don't think I can compete with a lot of the guys because you guys have a lot of talent. I've seen people put up tons and tons of points, and I think that maybe if I can slow the game down, rely on the running back, rely on the offensive line, we should have a good chance of getting some W's.
Good. Coach Burt likes that, so that's right.
Yeah, I like the Big Ten run the ball team, baby. I'm all in for that. I'm excited to see some Badger football. Let's go.
Yeah, man, I'm completely excited for it, and man, I'm just hoping that I can contend with all the skill that you guys have in the G12. It really is a high level organization.
Well, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for bringing your chat along. Thank you for your support. My vision started small, and every little addition, it kind of grows a little bit. So, man, welcome on in Thrizzy's community. Thank you, Coach. Anything else before we let you go, Coach?
No, big shout out to my Twitch TV community coming in from Twitch TV All-Stars. You know, we run the NCAA 14 Dynasty offline mode with all the creative players. So I'm glad to see you guys in here mixing up with a lot of the G12 community guys like Papa B Fun, Q. I can't wait to meet some more of you guys. I know I haven't had a chance to branch out as much, but I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you people. And if you guys have questions for me, don't be afraid to ask. I'm on G12 Network Discord. Hit me up on there. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions. And if you want to watch my stream or whatever, I can hit you up with the link. But thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Go hit that, man. Go hit that follow. Go hit that sub for Thrizzy. Welcome him on in, G12. Sorry, Pirate. You take it, brother.
No, I was just going to say, can you figure out how to get us jump around between the third and the fourth quarter in your streams? If so, I will never miss a Wisconsin stream.
Ooh. I will look into it. I know Twitch TV is a little bit crazy with the DMCAs right now, but if I can work it in, man, we're working on cameras right now. We're working on getting everything right, and we're definitely going to be jumping around on twitchtv.com/Thrizzy.
Oh, that is amazing.
Look,
Well, Coach Thrizzy, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sticking around for the championship game tonight. Who do you got before we let you go, Coach? I know you've watched a little bit of the G12. Hardcore Baker. Who's your pick, Coach, before we let you out the door?
I'm going with the upset, boys. I'm going with my man Baker Vision. I think that he is underplaying his skill. He's here for a reason. He's going to take out Hardcore, who hasn't had many opportunities to shine. So I'm going to go with my man Baker Vision to get the upset.
Oh, that is fantastic. Well, we appreciate your time, sir. You have a wonderful night. Thank you again to you and your community, and welcome into the G12.
Hey, I appreciate it, and good luck tonight with the stream. I hope we hit some pretty high viewerships. I mean, it looks like you guys are already doing pretty well.
Well, thank you to you, sir. We appreciate it.
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, everybody. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna let this video roll, guys. We're gonna watch it here live. If I can figure out how to make it play, that'll be a good thing. Here it goes. What's up, guys, everybody? This is our surprise, a little wrench in the machine. So originally, the entire network thought we were going to do a randomizer for a draft. But let me tell you something. I've been doing that behind the scenes, and I don't like any of the way that it came out. Just very uneven. I didn't feel like it was a good representation. I still want there to be competitive advantage to being good. And if you're in a division and the competition isn't right, that division winner is still going to make that championship game. So way back when, there was a suggestion that Coach Burt and Coach Mac should sit down and just kind of do a little round-robin draft of what the conferences are going to look next year like for Season 2. We have established, Mac, you were going to represent the SEC conference, and I am going to represent the Big Ten conference. And without further ado, if I can figure out how to make this slideshow work, we are going to move on, Mac, and kind of show it's Coach Burt and Coach Mac's conferences, the 2021 G12 conference draft. There might be a spelling error, one or two, because we're doing a lot today to get ready for the big national championship game tonight. So without further ado, Mac, as I said, SEC, Big Ten, we definitely know who we're going to be represented, so we'll go ahead and go to that slide. You're going to take Oklahoma State and the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Texas Longhorns. So by default, Mac, the first teams into these new conferences for Season 2 will be Oklahoma State and will be Texas. I have talked a lot, my friend. You are up. It is your opportunity with the first pick in the 2021 G12 draft. What team are you taking for your conference?
Well, let's be serious here, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. Even though we're setting this up, you and me would be the first two picks in any draft, okay?
Well, right.
Like, there's no doubt about that.
Sure.
But this isn't in any particular order, right? Even though it's going to seem like it is, but I promise this isn't, best to worst or anything like that. This is who I want.
It is for me. I didn't want to get destroyed every week. So let me tell you that I definitely took some thought into making sure I didn't get my brains beat in week after week within my own conference.
Well, I still think my conference is going to absolutely dominate yours. But with that being said, give me Hardcore and his Penn State Nittany Lions.
And there it is, folks. You see it right there. Penn State and Hardcore. He's switching teams for Season 2. And Penn State and the Nittany Lions going on strong with Max SEC. And I'm going to let the computer show you who I picked. I think you'll like my number one pick. Here it comes, everybody. And by this time in the show, you will already know that Coach E-Migs has decided to step down for Season 2. He's going to stick around in our production staff and help us with commentary and all that awesome stuff because that's really what he loves to do. And with that being said, we've been able to make a phone call and we've been able to bring in Thrizzy for Season 2 and his whole crew. So to Thrizzy and your group and your chat and your people, the Thrizwalds or whatever it is that they're called, welcome in. And with that pick, Wisconsin is going to take its rightful spot in the Big Ten, Max. So Thrizzy, welcome on in, and there you go, buddy. I got a shooter right off the bang. Bang, bang!
Yeah, welcome in, Thrizzy. Can't wait to shit stomp the Badgers in that out-of-conference game. Looking forward to that. But, yes, let's move it on here. I guess I'm sticking with a cat theme. We picked Nittany Lions, and I am going to also take Chuckleberry and his Missouri Tigers.
And there it is. You see it right there. Chuck is moving away from the Big 12. He's ditching West Virginia and Rocky Mountain High, and he is moving right into, or Country Roads, or whatever that John Denver song was, and he is moving back to his rightful spot. The Missouri Tigers in the SEC, an original conference for the Missouri Tigers. I like it. I like it. Chuckleberry's a sneaker. He's a guy that's going to get you. And for the next pick in the Big Ten, how do you leave? How does Yofi stay on the board that long? I'm just asking. The guy's literally got one loss to Hardcore. I don't know that anyone's going to beat Hardcore. We'll see what happens tonight. Baker may beat Hardcore or give him his best challenge. But I got to tell you, Notre Dame is no joke, my friends. So I'll match your Mizzou with Notre Dame. It's on you, pal.
Yeah. Well, so big vision here. If season 2 kind of goes like season 1 did, right? I wanted those two. I wanted Hardcore and Yofi separate, so they could play once, and then the other one could maybe get his rematch if they win their conferences and they play again.
Sure.
But that's thinking, way down the road here. All right, moving on though. Staying with the team that belongs in the SEC, and he belongs with his brother. Give me D's Diabetes in the South Carolina Gamecocks.
And there it is, D's Diabetes and the South Carolina Gamecocks. I hope my slideshow works right. It kind of scared me right there. Yeah, you're keeping the band of brothers together. That is fantastic. I don't have any snare in my ear. No, just kidding. Yeah, that is great. That's tough. I mean, I'm gonna have to play them. Everyone's playing everyone. I can't imagine a conference with Hardcore and D's and Oklahoma State in it. So boy, that SEC is rounding up tough. But I'm going to match you, my friend, and I'm going to bring in the Florida Gators. Rhombus TV, he's leaving Oregon, he's leaving Eugene, he's moving on down to Gator Nation, baby. And Rhombus TV and that Florida team, as we have seen, is stacked. So I will match your SEC team. I feel like I'm getting the better team out of the two. That's just me, but I'm going to match you blow for blow. Florida, Rhombus, here we go, baby. Big Ten. Welcome to the Big Ten, Florida.
Yeah. Well, and maybe team overall wise, you did get the better team, but I'm going to go ahead and probably pick at least out of the user teams that are in here, the unanimous best team overall, and that would be the Clemson Tigers and Sharpshooter.
The Clemson Tigers and Sharpshooter. Wow, yeah, and we debated this, and I was kind of like, man, I really don't know that I want all these teams just kicking my ass every week. So you were like, bring them on. And I'm like, that's okay, but that's a harder road. So there you have it. Clemson into the SEC in the same division with D's and with Mizzou and with Hardcore and with UMAC. And I had to match it one more time. And I had to bring in the guy in the national championship game. Maybe I should have picked him first. I just didn't want to look up at Ohio State. Baker is 4-1 against me as a coach. I wasn't necessarily excited about bringing in Ohio State, but it is the Big Ten. Wisconsin is there. Notre Dame is there. I am there. The Gators are now there. When I saw you take Clemson, I mean, they might be the best ranked team in the game, but obviously they aren't one of the best teams in the G12. So I will take a national championship contender to match that powerful Clemson team.
Yeah, and the whole Twitch world will love that pick because 70% of them are Ohio State Buckeye fans. So, all right, but moving on from my last pick here, a guy who I think is a sleeper, and that would be Gridiron Greats, Coach Brian and the Miami Hurricanes.
You and Brian come in together, you roll together, you stay together, you pick him up off the playground, you say, hey, you, not you, come with me right here, Coach Brian. That leaves one team, and it's a new addition, and it's a transfer. For the first time in anything I've ever done, there will be no representation of the Alabama Crimson Tide, which I think is just freaking awesome. You definitely live with less Alabama.
Can you hear me?
And without further ado, bang, bang, I'm taking another SEC team, Rocky Top Gaming and the Tennessee Volunteers, rounding out the Big Ten. And I guess the season will dictate it, Mac, but there you have it. There are our conferences for Season 2. Kicks off February 2021. 11 user games. It's going to be wild, buddy. And we spearheaded the divisions, and I think this is a good balance, my friend. I feel like the competition level is strong here. You got this year's two national champ contenders are on opposite sides. You got Notre Dame, like you said, and Hardcore on opposite sides, so they get that non-conference game and then another shot if they do well in their conferences to meet again in the championship game for us. And there's a lot of sleepers in there, right? I mean, Hardcore, everyone played 2 users this year, and I think Hardcore will do well against most users. But I don't know that he runs the table against 11 other guys, my friend. I just don't know that anyone does. So I'm very, very excited. What say you?
Yeah, no, I agree. If anybody runs the table against 11 other guys there, and they are the clear
We can hear you, but
cut
we're live.
best player. But I guess, and they'll have to win 11 user games, and then they'd have to beat somebody twice in the bowl game in the Natty. So that's gonna be crazy. It should be a lot of fun. Taking a look here, if you're just coming in and you're just looking at teams wise, I think overall teams, yours conference is better, right? I think the only one that's probably not at least an A-. Well, I don't know what Texas is, but maybe Tennessee?
Maybe. Yeah, definitely. I think talent level, right? We're all in the 90s here. Wisconsin, I don't know about Wisconsin. They might be right on the cusp. Not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, really, South Carolina, Missouri, and Miami? Yeah, I don't know. Those are labor of loves right there. So, yeah.
But, I mean, those are the teams that those guys picked wanted to roll with. So, and obviously, they all had good seasons. D's had a great season up until the end there. They all made bowls, won bowl games. So, and then Sharp had a good year with Clemson. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Excited for it. And but I'm just going out on a limb and say across the board user record SEC will have a better record than the Big Ten.
All right, so you overall you're gonna put it. So I guess Mac, I got the Jib Jab trophy this year, purchased by MacDub 44's Mac Pack I was the worst team this year. So maybe next year we upgrade this and it goes to the conference, right? So the worst conference gets it. Maybe we put all our conference on the line or something to that effect.
We could, and how about this? And we can think of a wager for it. I'm calling you out week one.
You want me and you to play week one?
Yes, I want us to kick off the G12.
That's fine. Let's do that. We're gonna have to sit down, and that's why I'm excited for the Natty, right? Because it's like a culmination of all the effort everyone has put in for the last 6 months. But I'm really excited to be able to kind of transfer that dynasty on, because we're going to start fresh and start building this new one and making sure that everything lines up great. I mean, we definitely need to talk about scheduling. For example, I mean, everyone's going to get a rematch, but I feel like depending on who wins tonight, if Hardcore wins tonight, Yofi should get Hardcore week one as well. There are just some games, there is some shit left out to be decided that hasn't, in my head, isn't been dealt with yet, and I feel like that's a game that needs to happen sooner than later, if you will. And now we're going to be able to make that happen.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is especially early on in the season, every game is going to be like a lot of hype with the user matches. And I mean, every week we're going to have a lot of really good games.
Yeah.
There may be some blowouts here and there. Just shit happens, right? Sometimes you just don't bring your A game and your opponent does. But I think for the most part, it's going to be a lot of competitive games, a lot of entertaining games, and a lot of fun.
I love it.
Just like tonight's national championship game should be.
And you bet. How about you and I will kick off season 2? Maybe we'll do a double header. Maybe you and I will kick it off, and we'll have Hardcore and Yofi play after us. We'll do like a double header night.
Let's let the older guys.
I got chills. Yeah, right. I just got chills thinking about how exciting that would be. Woo! Penn State, Notre Dame, and kick it off. Maybe a neutral site if we have that much ability to manipulate the schedule.
I just remember you and I this year, we played at like 10. It was too late for both of us.
Yeah, I wasn't ever going to use it as an excuse, but yeah, it was definitely too late for this guy. I have learned I'm a 43-year-old, 80-year-old, so yeah, I got to go to bed by like 10 o'clock. All right, Mac. Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna cut to the end screen, folks. There you have it. It is your season 2 G12 conferences, 11 user games, and I know we spent a little bit of time here, just about 14 minutes on this, and we haven't even played the Natty from season 1 yet, but we wanted to get this out. We wanted to let the creators and the streamers start working on their brand and building their teams and have, kind of knowing what conferences were what. And biggest thing was you, audience. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Appreciate all the interest in the G12. You guys are the best. Mac, that's it for me, buddy. Anything to say before we send it back to the pregame show?
No. Good luck tonight, Hardcore and Baker. Have a good call, guys, and let's have some fun tonight and in season 2.
All right, guys, so there you have it. You see the conferences. What are your thoughts? And, hey, Baker and Hardcore, if you're there, go ahead and jump in. We'll get your pregame interviews out of the way, guys. If you're out there listening, jump in the audio, and we'll get your pregame interviews out of the way. But as they jump into the Discord for the final pregame interviews before the big game, what do you guys think about Season 2?
I'm excited. I mean, obviously, those are that's kind of a who's who of college football. I think that's a little bit East Coast bias. I'm surprised that there isn't any teams basically west of Texas on there. I mean, the Oregons, the USCs. We've certainly got an East Coast bias in this league. But I think it's entertaining, and obviously we're moving the teams around. But I'm just surprised that nobody took any of those teams, which are they can be strong teams, and there's some hotbed states, right? Like we don't have anybody in California at all, so that's a recruiting hotbed that's kind of getting ignored in this league now. So we'll see who can make the best footprint there.
Gotcha. Hey, Coach Baker, are you with us?
I am. What's up, guys?
How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We are well, buddy. So as we are about 8 minutes away, Coach, your team is getting ready. I know these guys probably have some questions. So mine is, are you nervous? Because I feel like I'd be puking in the bathroom right about now.
No, I'm actually less nervous about this one than I was about some of the other user games. You guys have said exactly kind of the same thing I'm feeling going in. Like, what do I have to lose in this? Like, I'm going to go out and try and go balls to the wall. Everyone's put Hardcore up on a pedestal. I'm just here to try and knock him off. So if I lose, are you guys going to be shocked? If I win, will you be shocked? So I'm not really nervous about this one. I was more nervous about facing you.
Fair enough. Guys, fire away at Coach before he goes and rallies his team.
Coach Baker, were you able to get your pregame practices in today? Or I know the weather was bad. Were you able to get some field time in today, or are you going in blind?
I played one game with Ohio State. I mean, it's been a while since I've used the Buckeyes. When I do play, I'm using my FGCU team builder, which they're not very good, so it's not a true reflection of the team. So today I did play one game. It was okay. I mean, it's the same standard outcome, close game through and through. But there's no game film on Hardcore anymore. Everything's been so long ago. It's archived. It's not available out there. So I didn't really watch any game film, but I did play one game earlier today.
Yeah, I would just say, Baker, like, it's obviously been a pretty steady season here for you late. Like you said, no pressure, right? Being the underdog, everybody giving Hardcore the love, and you kind of being under the wraps. Kind of, what are you thinking? You're going to run today? Are you going to try to control clock, keep the ball away from him? Are you just going to lay it out on the field, trick plays? Kind of what's your thought process, conservative, aggressive? When you say that, I'm just wondering what that means for you as far as a game plan.
Well, I'm going to try and limit turnovers. I do know in the games he's played, he gets points off his defense a lot. Like, he gets picks. Throwing a screen is impossible on him. So, I mean, he takes that to the house pretty much every game. I'm going to try and run the ball like I normally do, but I did work on a little bit more passing in the game I did play today. We'll just see. The trick, I think Pirate hit it on the head, is going to be when Hardcore has the ball. If I can stop him and get a couple stops and keep it close. I'm not going to try and let him get up and down the field. You're right. Limit his possessions and try and put points on the board when we do have the ball.
Yeah, I guess for me, all I got is mostly everything's been covered. Anything special or any tricks in the bag you're planning on pulling out? I know, like you said, you're going to plan on running it. You're a running team. You're definitely going to have to throw more than usual, though, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to throw. I don't know that I'm gonna throw any new wrinkles in there. I did work on a little bit of having Teague and Sermon on the field at the same time, so maybe a little bit of that tonight. But nothing other than that is going to be new to what I've done for most of the season.
Shark wheel, coach. Shark wheel.
Shark wheel, and don't switch defenders, right?
That's right.
Got it.
More of the
Works
second
for
one than
Florida.
the first one. That's right. It does work for Florida.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to your team. Good luck tonight, man. Hopefully we'll be talking to you after the game with a big old smile on your face.
All right, we talking after the game regardless?
Yeah, we're talking after the game regardless. It's a celebration. So halftime, take a 5-minute break, go pee, get another beer. Hardcore's got to walk his dogs. We'll all stretch our legs. Nice and easy. Let the animations play, and then we'll hook back up after the game.
Okay.
Emigs is going to be in your chat too, Baker, so he might be asking you some questions off and on. So Emigs is kind of your sideline guy.
Okay. And anyone in chat, we're going to draw the giveaway for the Xbox 360 copy of NCAA 14. When the game's doing that crazy loading screen, whenever Hardcore and I are trying to sync up, we'll pull the winner during that because that seems to take a long time. So if anyone hasn't entered the giveaway, come over in my channel, !prize, and we'll draw it whenever the game's queuing up. So.
Free copy of the game. Go to Baker Vision, ! Prize. Got to be present. Switch between, guys. Again, multicast. We got a coach's channel on MacDub44, the Made feed here, the Oklahoma feed on Hardcore, and the Ohio State feed with Baker Vision. Giveaways everywhere. And without further ado, Coach Hardcore, welcome in, my man. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you back.
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Great, buddy. We missed you. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know what? The biggest mistake I've made today was we had sausage for dinner, and holy hell has that gone through me almost immediately.
Oh,
Just
well.
super greasy. I mean, just unbelievable.
Well, that sounds like you're really calm and collected for your game tonight, Coach. So, guys, we are right up against it. We're a minute before we're supposed to kick. We're probably gonna, if it's okay with you and Baker, take a few minutes so these guys we can get ready for the broadcast. So if we can push it back to 9:05, that would be great. But guys, any questions for Hardcore before he takes his troops out onto battle?
No, Coach. I mean, you've probably been listening to the show. I know. Thanks for gifting some subs and being involved. Obviously, this is probably going to be your biggest challenge since Yofi, if not your biggest challenge overall. You haven't faced much of adversity this year. What have you done to kind of get yourself some noise? Have you pumped in some crowd noise in practice, or have you turned your other league up off freshman difficulty, or what have you done to try to get ready for this?
Just kind of make sure we're sound on ourselves. You know, we can't really control what he's gonna do, but this game's probably gonna come down to who makes more mistakes. So, just make sure we're ready, make sure our shovel pass is ready to go, and try to limit the mistakes, play our game.
All right, guys. Anybody else before we let him go?
I mean, any plans on letting up if you're up by too much?
Oh, I'm not thinking about that. It's going to be a close game. Hey, guys, I really appreciate it. You guys are seriously kicking ass. This pregame show is awesome. The viewer count, the followers, the chat has been awesome. Super excited for next year, but let's finish the job now.
All right. Good luck to you, Coach.
Good luck, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, chat, we're going to take a 2-minute and 20-second break. We will be back with kickoffs right after that, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, if you need to go potty or do whatever, now is the time. Oh, good. They're just loading up, so we're good. We're good. We're good. It's good. It's good. Oh, we hit 300 followers. Yeah! That's awesome. Aren't you a mod? Are you guys all mods? I thought I made everyone mods. Did I not make you guys all mods? Why isn't Pirate a mod? Oh, well, you will be. You're not, I don't see your name in the chat. It's been a while. Oh, dude, Tokes tried to come in during the video, so I had to mute him. Well, he wanted to come in and gift a bunch of subs. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but then Tokes got pissed, but he didn't realize we were in the middle of the video, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully he... Oh, wow, wow. Levert K's in here. That's crazy. We got 54 people. This is on fire. All right, are you guys ready? Oh, we're waiting for the EMIGs. We're waiting for the EMIGs. That's fine. When the first screen I go to, it's going to just be the three of you, and then I'll get the multi-screen ready. And then for most of the game, I'm just going to do their full view. But I'm going to go straight to you commentators as soon as EMIGs is back here. Yeah, my mic was on. It's all good. I just wanted to let the audience know we didn't go nowhere. All you beautiful, wonderful people. Thank you, Drip.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we don't. This is a no hide league, so the mics were left on. We want to make sure everybody knows what we're up to. This is not the Wizard of Oz. We're not smoke and mirrors, so all good here. Hey, Leverett, nice to see you. I'm so glad you dropped by. I haven't seen you in a long time, so glad to have you watching. Super pumped to be kicking off the national championship game. I've got John, Rob, and EMIGs here with me. They're going to be doing the color commentary and some sideline work. John Rob's been assigned to cover hardcore, his bestie, his BFF, his bromance, and EMIGs is a big Ohio State fan, so he should definitely have some good info on the players on that team, and he's going to be helping us with the Ohio State side. As we've talked about a lot leading up to this, we've got some different simulcasts going, so if you want to have a couple different things up, obviously we hope you're going to stay here, and we hope this will be the best of the bunch, but I love that more people are getting involved. I'm super pumped to see even Yofi is involved with Mac's stream. This is really the first time we've seen him jump in on something other than his own game. I was just in his channel a second ago, and he was just raving about how far this league's come. And when he was talking about that in March when he kind of first started playing, that he didn't ever see anything like this, and I don't think any of us saw anything like this coming up. So. Hey, 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. And I do want to give a shout out to Tokes. There was a little confusion earlier when we were having that pre-recorded. He gave a 10 gifted subs. That does not go unnoticed. We didn't have a great opportunity to recognize that, but I want to make sure we call that out. Guys, I've done my monologue now. EMIGs, what are your last thoughts on this thing?
I mean, I'm sticking with what I said. I think it's hardcore's game to lose. It's going to come down to turnovers, and I think Baker's just going to have to play a perfect game. He's going to have to throw it a lot more than we've seen him throw. I think that's no doubt that he's going to have to throw it. Oh wow, look at him. He looks great.
Big games.
He does look good.
Big attire.
Yeah, I'm taking hardcore by 17.
In 5.
17.
4,
okay.
3,
So I think
2,
the talk was this is about a
and
10.5 point
is
favorite game, maybe for hardcore,
winner.
is what he about had it at.
Apple Sucks, are you in the chat?
Just reiterate
Sucks, you
like
must be
exactly
present
what
to win.
has been said. It's
Apple Sucks, are you here?
it's definitely going to be a closer game, I think. than what we're thinking. I hope to see that. I don't want to see a blow we've seen in most of Hardcore's games. But I like Hardcore still. Maybe right around that 10-point margin. So right under the spread there, and I expect him to get a couple of picks and just kind of control the game from the start. I would love to see Baker with an upset, to be honest. So
we're already off to a good start here. You know, there's 5 phases to the game. Hardcore's already lost the first phase. He lost the coin toss. So Baker's already up 1-0 in this game early on. So the next most important phase of the game is how they handle the halftime 2 minutes. So if you've watched any games with us, you know we're big fans of those last 2 minutes of the half. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that as Hardcore starts off with the ball first. And Hardcore runs a custom playbook, which is pretty interesting. And I like that he doesn't use the coach pick plays. He actually goes through the formations and takes that extra step to try to make sure he's picking the right thing. Not a lot of guys do that. A lot of guys, including myself, I usually just run coach pick.
Wrong team, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, Emix definitely we've seen that not use coach pick, but I think the majority of the people who play the game do.
You get a good run up the middle with Brooks. Brooks was one of the unsung heroes of this season. He started off in the Heisman hunt for a while there. Coach Hardcore had 2 guys on the list with Rattler and Brooks. They kind of cannibalized themselves, and then they kind of fell off towards the end of the season. But a great running back, definitely underutilized.
I think you're going to see a good dose of him just because he spreads the ball around so much. Brooks get involved, Rambo get involved, Hazelwood get involved, and it's going to be an important 3rd and 3 here as he runs it right up the middle again and only gets a couple.
And that's something interesting, too, from Baker. I don't know if he does this all the time. He's playing that D-tackle position where I personally I don't know if I've ever once gotten a rush with the D-tackle past that blocker. I don't think I've ever done it. So maybe he's just trying to take a page out of Pirate's book.
That's right. That's right. The D-tackle is the equivalent of the surrender cobra. I don't know how to play this game on defense. I'm just trying not to mess it up. Yeah. I do notice he's switching players a lot after the ball's snapped. So, Emigs, I need you to watch that and make sure you're in his ear about that if he keeps switching players.
Right.
That's unacceptable. He's been coached better than that.
You can't coach it. The sideline guy can't coach the coach.
Yeah.
All right. No interference for Ohio State. That's double messed up. The Ohio State guy goes in his chat and gives the advice of how to win the game. I don't know how much I like that, but
there's one year for the Browns. The GM was texting plays down to the coach.
That's awesome.
That sounds like a Browns thing to do.
That is Browns for sure.
I'm surprised it wasn't Jimmy Haslam who was doing it.
It wasn't. Yeah.
And we get a little halfback angle, and this has really been a little more dink and dunk than we normally see out of Hardcore. He doesn't usually have really fast starts.
He doesn't,
he try to feel stuff out. So, but usually he at least tries to do something outside of the hashes. I mean, everything he's done so far has been runs up the middle. Even that throw ended up over the middle. So pretty to the vest for Hardcore so far.
Yeah, he usually likes to fill out the game early. We see that early. His first quarters are close, and then we see him take advantage in the second and third quarter to stretch out a game. But right now, heavy dose of Brooks, and it's successful. He's winning on first down, getting in short yard situations, and a lot of Brooks early here, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Baker really ought to start doing some run blitzing on those early downs. I think Hardcore's going to be pretty consistent with running on first down.
Yeah, especially early. And then might see some play action, but a great play to Rambo. Yeah. It's going to get a lot of yardage in there using some sticks. You can see he likes Charleston Rambo. I think maybe the third receiver on this team and might be the best receiver in all.
Yeah, and Hardcore audibled there to get that little in and out route, and he loves that route. I mean, when you see that, you know that's where he's going. That's a signature play of his.
A little trickery here, moving the tight end out, running left.
And Baker was all over it, only a 2-yard. And really, he hasn't really gashed him with the runs. I mean, he did have that big 8-yard run early, but Baker's handling the run game pretty well on first down. At least keeping it under 10.
Not that that's great.
Exclamation point hardcore to get into the 18-yard line. The giveaway.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll go ahead.
Right. No, I was going to say, he comes out in a shotgun again, and he's, hardcore audibles a ton. What's he going to do with Brooks out there? He doesn't even have a route on him. I'm sure he's going to give him something.
There's Rambo doing that out route again, and he's open, wide open.
And Baker was in position. It looks like he was in his zone, and hardcore just found a soft spot.
Yeah, I mean, just a really good drive here early. Nice balance. Taking advantage on first down to get in good position. This is where he can stick the ball in the red zone.
He was wide open.
And he got a little cute there. I mean, he had a run play called. He audible do a quick slant, and Baker really didn't defend it that well. Maybe if he would have threw a little earlier, he would have had it. But Baker finally gets a stop. I mean, that's the first time we've seen a stop on first down at all, and that was Rattler's first incompletion. So he comes out in the shotgun again. Baker's only running a 3-man front. We'll see how that plays off throughout the game. And Baker ends up running his guy completely out of position. He's playing that defensive lineman and runs him completely out of the position, and we get a 6-yard run.
I would have done the exact same thing, though. He comes out in that 3-man front. There's just so much space up front.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop him. See if you don't have 4 down linemen in this game, you're going to get gashed all day long. And hardcore smart enough to know just to take advantage of that and run a dive play right up in our inside zone, right up the middle.
Hey, do me a favor and ask him if Ravens fan is in his booth calling his plays this game, or what situation is.
I'm Pirate. Anytime I see a 3-man front, I do HB dive too. So I'm upset that Ravens fan tainted that for me, because it worked. I don't know if it's cheese, but when they have a 3-man front, it's just a guaranteed minimum.
It's hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get out of it at that point. I mean, if you're going to give the yards that they're going to, you're going to take what they give you.
Yeah.
So it's a good start for hardcore to get an early touchdown and take the lead, especially having to take the ball early in the game.
And there's someone in chat for Baker saying they took advantage of the 3 down linemen.
Good. But depending on what playbook he's got picked, I didn't see what he picked, but he may not have a lot of options. If he picked a 3-3-5, that die may already
what you're in.
And hardcore comes out in a 4-man front, and he ends up shifting into what looks more or less like a 5-man front. He kind of gets him, and Baker's juking probably a little too much. If Baker would have stuck that outside, he would have had a lot of real estate, because hardcore really made an awful play to start there.
There's a huge hole right there to the right. You're right.
All right, Purple Knights. Thank you, guys.
And Baker's coming out pretty conservative as well. Looks like he's lining up for some dives up the middle. He's going to test things out as well. And we get a play action on the second play of the game. Fields is rolling out to his right. He's making some people miss. And Baker plays enough user games to know you can really make people miss in user games. You get just a little bit of lag. The offensive side of the ball has a real advantage, at least in the running game. Throwing in user games, that's maybe another story sometimes. But running the ball, you can really have luck with jukes and missed tackles. And that's a solid run for Trey Sherman.
Yeah.
Quick pick up a 10. He's had 2 really solid runs right off the bat.
Great start. They're rolling.
And we'll see how much play action Baker uses. I'm not a big fan of play action in this game. But if I do use it, it's in user games. So here we get another Sherman. And he really should have just kept that going forward. But he does pick up a quick 8. It seemed like
both guys running the ball really well.
It seemed like he had a hole straight ahead, and he chose to almost juke his way out of it. Great got in the way.
He's done. That's the second time. Yeah, that's the second time he's done that.
So
makes the wrong read there on the option.
I'm just worried here is he's running really well right now, and I can see now already he's going dive, read option. Like, he needs to keep mixing it up. Like, he had that nice play action pass earlier.
Yeah, he can't fall into a routine. And we get a pass on 3rd down. He's got a halfback angle, and he's going to roll to the right, finds a wide open Olave, picks up 15, and Hardcore will give him this on the first drive, but Hardcore will solve this rollout to the right problem quick. So Baker better come up with another.
Rolling out and taking away half the field is just not going to play there. He's going to set on that. So he's got to be careful there because he does go to that a lot.
Slow to get the ball.
And Master Teague tries to run up the middle, and Baker is having a really hard time hitting holes. There was a hole just 6 inches to the right where he would have had a lot of real estate. Hardcore is shifting that defense really hard to the offense's left, and Baker is having a hard time hitting the holes. And here we see he's going to come out in that formation he mentioned. He's got the 2 running backs. We're going to probably see Sermon and Teague on the field at the same time. Let's see what kind of interesting things we have. I saw a shovel option on the screen, and hopefully he's not running that. That would be highly ill-advised, but we'll see what we get. And we get a handoff to Master Teague, and Baker is trying too hard on these jukes. He just needs to run the ball.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned,
It's one of those,
Hardcore does, he shifts those D linemen. A lot of coaches in this league don't shift the D linemen, and if you pull a guy left, shift him right, it really shuts down that front, and that's something he does a lot.
Use some of this clock, not give him
And he's coming out in that formation again. I think we're going to see a lot of Sermon and Teague on the field at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, you want to stick your go, and he's just bouncing around his run. That's definitely cost him at least 10 yards so far on this drive.
He's got A wide open in the middle, and he chooses not to make the throw. Hardcore was in position, and that is a great answer out of Baker. He should have probably thrown that ball to A. Hardcore was kind of baiting him, but Hardcore was not in position. It would have still probably been a pretty easy pass, but man, what an answer!
I wanted him to scramble up the middle. That hole was just he was huge. He could have ran for at least 10 yards. Nice jukes there too to get into the end zone.
Yeah, right after we get done chewing him out for his jukes, he comes through and saves himself, right? Baker, I feel like Baker had to put a lot more effort into his drive than Hardcore had to put into his, and that we'll see how fatigue sets in, mental fatigue sets in over the game. As Hardcore gets a kickoff and does not make much of a dent. I mean, he barely gets back to the 15. I'm a big believer that Baker is the best kickoff guy in this game, and I know that a lot of people disagree with me, but I'm hoping Baker will get a chance to show us what he's got with those kickoff returns.
And so far, we keep saying Baker needs to play like a nearly perfect game, right? And at least just go blow for blow with him is the best you can do if you're not going to get a turnover or stuff.
I'm thinking we're going to get a quick jet sweep here. And Stevenson takes it off the right-hand side, and Ohio State's got the athletes, right? I mean, that play goes for a touchdown in a lot of hardcore games, but Ohio State's got the athletes to make up that ground.
What is that the wingbone formation that's title?
Yes. It's a cool formation if you've got a guy in that slot that can get something done. You got a Percy Harvin type or a real fast guy you can put in there. Solid coverage, but he's able to get a completion to his tight end, who breaks a tackle and goes to juke and steps out of bounds accidentally, but it's a quick 19.
And one thing I will say too, we were just talking about Hardcore's pre-snap defensive adjustments. Baker doesn't do anything really, right? He kind of just calls the play and sits.
Yeah, and Baker doesn't play defense in most of his leagues, most of his offline leagues, and so he's not going to do much. And if anything, you might get a pass commit or a run commit out of him if he's paying attention. But I don't think we're even going to see that.
I feel like with how much audibling Hardcore does, he's adjusting to the defense. You're gonna have to do something. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And so far, we haven't seen him do too much of that, right? You usually see him kind of hot routes and things like that. So it's really interesting so far to see him not make a tremendous amount of adjustments this far into the game.
Yep, I think it's interesting that he almost doesn't know what to adjust to because Baker's not giving him anything, right? Baker's not shifting. Baker's not audibling himself. So there's not really that cat and mouse game. Baker's coming out. He's saying, I'm going to line up with what I got. Your guys against my guys, and let's see who wins.
Yeah.
That was a quick first quarter, guys. I don't know if you noticed or not, but we're already in the second quarter. We've barely had a drive apiece, a drive and a half for hardcore. He's at the 27 going in, so quick first quarter. It feels like they were both running chew the clock, and I don't think either of them really were. So
yeah, just a lot of running, right? A lot of run plays. And Update Hardcore just said, he's the typical first quarter with the Oklahoma game, just fill the game out. Just not have to do anything crazy so far to be successful in that first quarter.
Yeah. I think Hardcore's already seen what he needs to see to get this done.
He just did one of my favorite things on user game. Is just the fake audibles run up the middle, make him think you're throwing him.
Yeah.
Nice
And he
play.
finds a quick slant and he gets it in. So I think he saw what he needed on those two drives. I think he's already formulated a game plan. Baker's going to have to stay perfect. I think Hardcore's got it dialed in now. He's going to be able to do what he wants. Baker's just going to have to stay perfect.
That drive looked really easy. I think he's going to to E-Migs, but yeah, I think he did. He faked it. Oh my gosh, that is that's Mac Dub ass, guys. That is straight up a little jib jab fake field goal to make it 15-7. I like it.
So here's the thing that might be big though too, because I'm just thinking we keep saying he has to be perfect. If he keeps scoring till half, he has possession in the. Is McCall going to go?
Oh,
he gets possession in the third. He gets possession in the third though, so that point might do something. I don't know.
Baker gets possession in the third.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And Baker's got to stay perfect, right? And
that's why there's just no room for error. It's tough when you have that much pressure on you to know that it's really hard to stop this guy and have to perform on offense every possession.
Looks like a broken play. Fields is going to take it to the left, and he does pick up 4, but I think mental fatigue is going to get to Baker before anything else. I mean, Hardcore is relaxed. Baker, if anything, is getting more tense while Hardcore is getting more relaxed, and we'll see how that ends up playing out over the course of the game. But Baker's done nothing wrong so far. It's just a lot more effort. We get some more play action.
Why?
He's got a couple options. And you can see Hardcore's starting to sit expecting the juke, right? So Hardcore's waiting for Baker to come back to him. He's not over pursuing like he was on that first drive. So nobody makes adjustments like Hardcore. I mean, he's already making adjustments on both sides of the ball that are really impressive.
Purple Knights won it.
And another broken play. There's something wrong with this playbook. It doesn't seem to be doing what Baker wants it to do, but he does pick up another 4 yards. I don't know what he's calling there.
I do really like the split shotgun formation. I really, because that's all the triple option plays.
You like it, no, Mr. No?
Yeah, it's definitely not handing it off. He said in his chat, so.
He's got 2 great backs to do it with, right? But he's got to figure out what's going on here and quit calling whatever play's not working. It just happened again.
I don't get it. It's a
so
draw
quit calling
play,
it, dude.
Or it's a running play.
I'll ask him.
Yeah, I mean
it's too early in the game to let one formation be. I mean, I think the problem is that was the ace he had up his sleeve, right? He was going to run that formation, and something's bugging in that formation. So he's clearly not happy about that. But it's 3rd and 7, and this is really kind of it's too early to feel like it's the play of the game, but it may already be the play of the game. Hardcore is
able. You got to go for it here, right?
Absolutely.
This is a definitely go situation. There's no choice. You can't give up empty possessions. And he's able to run the ball, so he's got multiple options here with 4th and 2. That's the good thing. It's not a have to throw it. He can run pretty much anything he wants right here.
So he's just saying he has no idea those are called run plays, and it's just switching out.
I had to go for
and
it.
Hardcore stuffs him.
I should have threw it.
But everybody and their mom knew running up the middle there, right? Like that was too easy.
And so that's
and he's saying he should have threw it, right? That's exactly what he's saying. He had to go. So a lot of pressure right here to get a stop.
I mean, this is it, right? This is that one mistake we're talking about. He didn't get that first down, and now if Hardcore scores, that might be it. I know it's really early to say that. I just know.
Well, Hardcore's taking a shot, right? But he ends up throwing a curl route. Oh, yeah, I thought he was going to break a tackle there, but he ends up getting stopped.
Oh, I was thinking about it. Depending on what they.
And you can see there's too many places for him to go. You really have to pick your poison. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to line up to stop the run? Are you going to drop in zone and let him run the ball?
Oh, single high safety press coverage Barrett.
We got Shark Wheel.
And now here goes Radler. Oh, good shoestring tackle though.
I thought that was going to be a shot down the field on one of those streaks.
Yeah, nobody came open though, and Ohio State's got the athletes to handle that press coverage, but that if that happens 10 times in this game, Hardcore's going to make him pay 7 of them, right?
Yeah.
So this single high safety though, I mean, I'd be blowing this up, and he just waits for the guy to come across on that slant. Baker's not covering those slants, and Hardcore has no problem only taking those dink and duck yardage. He is absolutely fine with that. Going to get some cheesy corners here.
Howard on
this
the
is going to be, just.
Let's go, D.
And Baker brought
much, right?
blitz too, so I'm not sure what Baker was calling there, but Baker's safety came sprinting from 15 yards deep like he was going to make a sack in the backfield while Hardcore running corners. And he could have gone to either side, but as he makes called out there, it was pretty obvious he was going to Howard. I think that's worth noting too. Hardcore went for 2 there. I mean, maybe that's the right thing to do, but I think if you're playing against Hardcore, you got to be calling field goal cover man every single time, because in these user games next year, he's put that on tape. That probably wasn't. I mean, I guess if you're going to do it, this is the game to do it. But
yeah, I mean, he hasn't run that. He hasn't run that all year, right? I mean, we haven't seen him.
And maybe he felt like this was the game he had to try to do that in. But I think I would have waited till I had a game that was a little more in jeopardy to bust that out for the first time. But maybe he felt at the time that this one was that game.
I mean, you don't see it coming, though, is the beauty of doing it there. And, he's just having fun at this juncture. That's the thing. He's usually relaxed, and he seems like he's going to be nervous before the game, but he's going to be relaxed and just enjoy himself.
I know, right?
And,
Ohio State doesn't even play tomorrow.
Makes a big difference. He's not tight. He doesn't tend to make the mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, one of these guys looks like they're running with a 50-pound pack on their back right now.
I think Baker needs to. I don't know. After that, he needs to try to kill this clock here and do a build back attack like we always talk about. Pirate.
Yeah.
Sucks when your team.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to either
try
to get 2 or only get 1, right?
At this point, you can't stop Hardcore. At least it seems like it.
7 games and potentially.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet's to score here. No time left. No chance for him to score at a half, and then score on your first possession of the third. I mean, that's what you've got to shoot for here, which is really you just want to get on the board, right? Because if you go 3 and out or don't get any points on this drive, which is a position and you're in a 3rd and 11, you're in trouble.
Yeah, Baker's seeing ghosts.
Yeah,
he feels like he's got 15, like Hardcore's got 15 guys on the field right now.
It's not good when guys in your own chat are saying that's the ball game, in my opinion.
He picks up the first down.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, Baker's going to have to stop looking at his chat if he wants to stay in this. I mean, that's. I hope that somebody would get in Hardcore's chat and try to get in his head, but it sounds like Baker's chat is beating him to the punch.
Did you guys see it? Oh man, he brought that corner, and there's nobody on. I don't know who was out there wide,
but Hardcore took a chance, right? I mean, he saw the motion. He knew he knows the playbooks well enough to know that there's only one play that looks like that. It's going to be a handoff.
This one's for Pirate. Shark Wheel.
If Baker can milk the clock, he's in. Here comes Shark Wheel.
covered.
I appreciate
Tell
it
Pirate
though,
that was
Baker.
for him, E-Migs.
I mean, at this point, you're gonna break out any piece of cheese you can find, right? I mean, you're gonna start running shark wheel. You're gonna
Shark
pour
wheel,
Bert's
Pirate.
roll
I had
out
to get it in there for you, dude.
because it's do or die on this possession.
Yeah, and Hardcore is going to just keep blitzing off the right-hand side, and this is RB. There you go. He ends up coming back for the
It's
ball.
just short. He's short. Oh man, that's tough.
But he's got to stay planted, right? He's not planting his feet. He's rolling out. He's making Fields make really tough throws. Hardcore is gonna hurt him with that. He needs to go under center and just get this first down. Halfback dive, fullback dive, quarterback sneak.
Challenge the spot.
Get the first down. Let the clock keep running. Hardcore doesn't
See if
have
he
any
goes
more.
run commit.
Can I challenge the spot?
What do we got here?
I'm not sure what he's doing. He sees something, but he saw
It's too
Hardcore
late,
coming.
right? And he got stuffed.
Not getting it.
I mean, that's twice now, and you can see Baker's having a good attitude about it. He's just like, God, what do you do?
What was he trying to do? Was he trying to make him come out of pause and be like not
It
ready
seemed
or
like
what?
He kind of seemed
I'm
like
not-
it.
I mean, it was really weird, but I don't know.
Let's go defense.
It felt like he was trying to glitch him, like he was trying to get him like.
I don't know. I just
out of pause.
if you see him send that safety, which was brilliant, by the way,
We had the
and a good stop there off Hazelwood off the end around. But just call a timeout there and pick a different play. You know what I mean? That you've got the timeouts. There's 140 left.
Or audible.
Just regroup
He had
yourself.
time on the
Yeah,
clock. Audible.
you've got time.
Fake
So-
audible.
Yeah,
I mean, you can do a lot of
it's
things here.
panic.
So
Yeah.
that's what I mean is like Hardcore is getting guys in position and making adjustments, and Baker's just going to take whatever he's in position for.
Yeah, and that's the difference, right? That's the difference between
Yeah.
a guy being really good at this game and a guy just being extremely good at this game.
And it
Are
works
those things? Yeah,
against the CPU. It works. Like, you can just line up and beat them, but yeah, the users just are going to do weird stuff, like bring a corner all the way in on a blitz when they aren't, when they're in pass coverage.
yeah, exactly. You're gonna be in man coverage or cover two, and you can blitz with the safety. You know, it's much more unpredictable. The alignment doesn't really much mean anything in a user game.
Harper's taking a shot here. Nobody's open. He's got tons of ground. He's going to pick up the first down. And my guess is he's probably not intending to give him the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, much like Baker needed to do, which was run the clock down. Yeah, I mean, what Baker was trying to do there, which was in position to run the clock down and get a touchdown, and now Hardcore sets in that same position and maybe stretch it to where it's going to be nearly impossible to come back.
We get some Chuckleberry action.
That was a great play.
That is Chuck's favorite play for sure.
It's Chuck's favorite play. That formation was maybe different, but the play was the same.
The play was the same, right? Yeah.
And just like that, folks, 29-7, 52 seconds left. So Baker's still got all his timeouts. He's playing for a moral victory here, right? If he can make something happen in 52 seconds, he gets the ball back. He can have it 21-29 before Hardcore gets a shot.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. I mean he needs it, right? Anything can happen. We saw it in the season finale between Clemson and South Carolina, right? Dees and Sharpshooter. It seemed like there was no way that Sharpshooter was going to get back in the game, and it was a touchdown, a pick, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point game. And
oof.
That's not what he needs. Yeah, he needs more loft on that, and he knows it.
That's annoying though, because that wide receiver has separation. He's Justin Fields, and he literally put it the one place he should.
Because he's not planning.
planning.
He's
on the
rolling
run,
to the
yeah.
right, and he's throwing on the run, and he's underthrowing. He's probably not. He's not planning. He's probably not pushing up to get the
On the
enough
left stick,
speed.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just not.
He's got A. He's got A.
He doesn't seem though. He's gonna run, and he does pick
Because
up the first
hardcore
down.
brought that guy up.
Now, is he going to call timeout? Is he going to go no huddle?
He's gonna make
What's he
him
going to do
stop
here?
Dustin.
Goes no huddle. He needs to run that same play again. I would find the red circle and I would throw it to the other side of the field, if at all possible. And I don't know what that was, but at least he went out of bounds.
That wasn't the play.
He hit
Fields
the
looks
wrong
like
button.
Johnny Manziel on the Browns.
He's got to stay in the pocket. I love Baker, but he's not putting himself in a position to win with this play style.
Right, yeah, I mean, and that's his. It's
No, get your yards.
It's not
that you
really
get.
his. Yeah, it's not really his go-to, but his tendency is to roll out to the right, especially off that play action, dump it to Olave, right? And we talked about that. He got that early, but that's not going to be available the entire game, right? It's
In that feel-out drive, he's
hardcore's going to take away.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Baker's not doing any audibles. He's going to try to throw to A, and hardcore's sitting there waiting for it. He's not doing any audibles. He's got off coverage. He's not audible into a curl route. He's not.
Yeah, and it's the subtle things, right? And on top of that, he did that. For example, that one that worked with Olave where he went to the right, he did a hot right there to Olave to a slant, and that's how that came open. And Fields is out now, so that's also not good.
Well, he's just tired, right? He's running him all over the place.
Yeah.
Take a timeout. You got 3. You're wasting more time running to the sideline.
Just go down, call a timeout.
If nothing else, give a field a chance to get back on the field. If Hardcore was a gentleman, he'd take a timeout for him. I mean, all his guys are out. He doesn't have any of his guys in right now. A's open. He doesn't throw it anywhere. I mean,
Too late, right? He's just too late.
Yeah, and he's rolling and he's running he's throwing on the run constantly. Is he going to try a 55-yard field goal to just get some points?
I mean, he needs the points here.
But John, you and I have called a lot of these games.
Yeah.
This is the time when we were begging Baker to do something different. In the second half of these games against Rutgers, and he had quarters he could have been doing this stuff, and he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it ad nauseum, right? When are you going to work on the passing? When are you going to do something different besides rolling out to the right and dumping it off to Olave when you're playing these terrible teams that you're beating, 52-14 and stuff like that, especially in the second half where you would take advantage and have a big lead in the second half.
I think one thing too, and it goes totally into what you guys are saying, is just different look. He's lining up in the same 2 or 3 formations every time.
Yeah.
I know, Pirate, you're not a big fan of custom playbooks, but one reason I like it is you just get a lot of weird different formations that don't come in any playbook.
Well, you can cut a lot of the fat out of the 6 formations
That
and end up
too,
having
yeah.
12 formations, right? Because you can cut a lot of the duplicate plays out of these same formations and
Exactly,
add a bunch
yeah.
of formations.
Like the wide receiver screens and some of the QB sneaks. But I just feel
The
like getting
things
them
that
different
don't
looks.
work on the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But you can put an extra roll to the rights and throw it over the middle. Get a couple extra of those. And now Hardcore's got...
And Hardcore's going to get a shot here. Yeah.
He burned a timeout to try to ice Baker, which, in hindsight, I don't know what good that did for him. It probably would have been better off for him to keep the timeout. Even if Baker hits that, if his intention was to try to go down and score again, he probably would have been better off keeping that timeout. But look, Baker's got 3 defensive backs on the field. Hardcore's running slants. I'm not sure what he's doing there. The audible. Now he's got 1 second, so
That was
probably
cheap.
not.
You see the clock. The clock
Yeah.
did not. That was so cheesy.
He's probably not going to be able to get a play off.
I don't know that he is. He might, maybe.
He better
Might let him get it.
He got it off.
I mean, of course he did because it's game.
Oh, I thought 14 was going to get an immaculate reception there.
It was close.
All right, well, we're going to take a 5-minute break, guys. So it's 41 after, so we'll see everybody at 46, give or take. So if you guys can put in their channels that we're going to start again at 46. We're going to take a couple-minute break here, refill our waters, and we'll see everybody in a couple minutes.
All right, let's pick another winner. No Titan. No Titan. Is Kev05060 in the chat? Say something now or forever hold your peace. All these winners not getting their prizes. All right, no Kev. No Kevin. Emigs won. Is Emigs in the chat? I know, Emigs is here. I won, yeah. Emigs is here. Emigs, just send me your address and I'll mail it to you. Congrats, Emigs. Too bad you're quitting.
Well, guys, first half in the books. Obviously, I wouldn't say any of us are surprised. What do you think are the keys in the second half? Meg, start with you. What do you think are the keys in the second half for Baker to get this thing back on track? And do you want to revise your final score estimate?
Well, what are we at right now? Is it 22-7? Is that
It's
15?
29.
29-7. So is that 22? I said 21. No, I think it.
You said
anything,
17, I think.
Oh, did I say so? Okay.
Yeah.
So no, I was wavering between 21 and 17. I think if anything, they'll keep pace, right? I don't see Baker going on a run. Unless he does something crazy in the second half, which honestly, I know he's having fun. He's having fun in the stream. He's doing giveaways. I think he's just going to go out and try to just kind of keep doing what he's doing. It's versus hardcore. Like we said, you got to play nearly perfect, and that's already out the door. So I'm sticking with my spread.
John, what about you?
Buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to go off 10,
Congratulations
obviously.
to everybody.
I was just that was more of a hope that it would be a closer game, but
Sure.
I think we're par for the course. I mean,
I think if
I don't
Baker,
think hardcore is going to let up the steam, so
he's not
as much as he wants it.
He's not, and I think if Baker wants to get out of here and he concedes, it'll stay the pace it is right now. If Baker tries to win, hardcore is going to win by 50. I think if Baker, I think if Baker just concedes and milks the clock, hardcore will do the same. If Baker comes out throwing the ball here, hardcore's going to take that as a challenge to his 23-year-old manhood, and he's gonna stomp a mud hole right through Baker. And here we go.
I think
good run. Sermon comes out, and we didn't see much of that in the first half. Not near enough of it. That was a great run to kick things off.
I think it's a good start for him in the second half here, and to get an early first down, to get some yardage, maybe get a little confident, at least get some points on the board in this first drive.
Here we go. We get no running back in the backfield. Fields is by himself, and we get a quick sprint out to the right, throw across back to A. Farrell is making things happen. Awesome. That's the most life we've seen out of Baker since early in the first quarter. And that's not a good thing for Baker in the long run, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We may have a tale of two halves here. And
I'd like to.
It is not going to last.
I mean, it's just not.
What was that play?
It's a hill he's going to die.
That's right.
Point. So, he's limiting the field. He's limiting where he can throw it. But he's got to go with where he's comfortable to try to get something going here early to at least have a prayer in this game.
He's going to dance with the one that brung him, huh?
That's right.
What's he doing now? Is he milking the clock? He's doing the salty milk here that Dees likes to do. He's going to run the play clock down in the playbook.
Down by 22, though.
Yeah. He makes a couple guys miss here, and Master Teague is going to get in there. And he couldn't have had a better start.
If I'm hardcore, I run the clock too. And I say, okay, try to score. And if we're both running the clock.
That's just not. If you're hardcore, that may happen. But hardcore at 23 with a chance to put a stamp on the national championship, not only with a win, but a blowout. Ooh, and he answers here. So he's doing what he can. I mean, the 2 fourth down turnovers in the first half will be the story of this game. Will he be able to write a second chapter to that story is really what we're going to figure out here. Otherwise, that's really going to be the breaker, right?
Yeah, and here's the deal. He ran it up the middle both times on the 4th down short, right?
How do you know he didn't
and had a chance to check out at one and knew he should have thrown on the first one. So those are two huge he wants to take, if he can take those back, he wouldn't heartbeat.
We will have to ask about the pause glitch attempt. Let's make sure we don't forget to ask about that at the end of the
Write that down. Put that in the memory bank.
Yes. Something to look out for season 2.
Yeah. It was Baker showing his hand, right?
like what Hardcore did there.
Ooh, and Baker steps up, and we may have had a good halftime talk. We'll have to see what Baker put in his Gatorade at halftime here. He's coming out. It's still way too early to get too excited, but these first 6 plays of the half could not have gone any better for Baker.
Yeah, I mean, it's feeling a little bit of rhythm. Man, it's a huge if he can get a stop here, score a game like we talked about. It just takes a couple of things to happen, a turnover here, and you could be right back in the game.
3rd and 4, and so that's manageable, but that's good for Baker. I mean, obviously, he should have not been off as far. That guy was way too far off. That defensive back was 6 yards too deep. Rattler drops back. He goes across the middle, and he drops it. So now we got a 4th and 4.
All right. What's he going to do?
He should punt. He's up by a lot. He's well in his own territory, the 31.
He's going to punt.
That was a big drop.
He doesn't like it, though. He does not like that he's punting.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
but how big is that possession right before halftime where Baker wasn't able to get any points, right? The missed field goal. Definitely the missed opportunity to get a touchdown there is now looming huge if he can get a touchdown on this drive.
And like Pirate said, the 2 4th and inch, one of that drive you're talking about ended on a 4th and inches, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it did, where he did the fullback dive, yeah.
Marcus, that's been the story.
I mean, he really had 3
at the
drives,
50,
right?
Pressure up
Yeah.
He had 3 drives. He had 2 4th downs and a missed field goal. He's got to quit running that. He just has to quit running that play. Hardcore is waiting on it, or he's got to delay the snap or something. He's got to do something different.
Yeah, I came back down 14, actually.
33-yard line. It's 2nd down.
I'm getting back into to Fortnite by my little manager, and here we get Fields making some jukes, and he's making a oof.
Really, really nice play. I'm not gonna say it was all, but like that's really lucky right there to get away from that guy.
Let's rephrase that. Nice result, awful play, nice result.
Yeah, I mean it just wasn't there, but he didn't force anything, right? He held it, took what he could get, and got a lucky play to not get tackled there and get some extra out of it.
It's just that Hardcore is pulling the guy right pre-play, like you can see it.
Throw it out of bounds.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
he is.
Switch his defenders, Marcus.
Baker needs to take advantage of Hardcore jumping up. Like Hardcore is making some calculated risks that if Baker would take advantage of, like Emigs, you saw the one in the first half. He pulled the corner off that wide receiver. I mean, there was literally no one on that side of the field. He's doing it again. There's no one on that wide receiver.
And that's what I was going to say is like if I was playing Hardcore, I would audible the pass and send that guy on a streak, but Hardcore would know and then just pull that guy right back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right?
I would attempt it.
It's a two-edged sword, right? Because you got to think if you audible out of that, what you've got to probably do there is fake audible out of that and make it look like you're going to a quick pass there.
Yep.
And you're draining Fields on top of that. Fields is in red, and
Budweisers are catching up to me.
We're going to see possibly what happened if he keeps rolling out and running with Fields. That he has to come out of the game. Is another issue.
I wonder if Baker thinks if he delays the play call that somehow Fields gets a breather. But I just don't think that's quite how it works. And he needs to throw this quick if he's going to do it.
And wait. The funny thing is that curl route was there the entire time if he just sits in the pocket and throws the curl. If he can read the defense a little bit better. It works out.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And when he got tackled forward that time, right? The previous time, his guy caught it 2 yards good and then ended up falling short. So now
then got stopped on 4th down.
Right. And Hardcore is just reading him like a book on some of these plays.
Thrizzy.
And that's what makes it tough, right?
Name, Thrizzy, I think of
that's what makes it
that is constantly
difficult to.
Like,
you got to get out of those plays.
Yeah.
So the whole time. That's what I feel like whenever I see your name, dude.
If I was Baker, I would not run the ball again in this game unless it was a quarterback keeper of some sort.
B was wide open.
B,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I don't know what it was with hardcore, but I couldn't. By the third quarter, I was done running. I was just throwing. It wasn't even the points. It was just he knew whatever I was running. Whenever I was running, he knew what it
Should have
was.
thrown it to B.
Well, and now he's in a really bad situation, right? This is a hardcore down and distance for sure.
B.
And he's rolling. He's dropping back 18 yards,
Catch it.
which makes the throw that much further.
60 yards.
And
He
now
said he was seeing ghosts, right? I mean, earlier on he was seeing
He
ghosts.
is.
He's seeing things.
And he missed a field goal earlier too, right?
yes,
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow,
but
so
that one was long. That one was 55 yards. This one's much
it was
more
close though. I mean,
It
yeah,
was.
but it's the distance. So
It's that one.
And points is points, right? I mean, he's up 10-0 on him in this half. There are no moral victories. There's no championships
Should've
for
hit B.
second half point total.
On that one pass.
But,
damn, that kickoff
You know,
was
that
on.
10.5 point spread is looking pretty good right now. And he stuffs him
Yeah,
again
okay.
outside the 20.
yeah, I mean, and so here's the deal: can he get another stop?
Florida beat Texas.
I don't know why I keep doing that.
Of course he did. It's a given.
We're back.
It's a
The
given.
majority of their losses came to users. So
Yeah.
We get a really tight flex bone. Rattler rolls to the right, throws it, dumps it off to Hall in the flat.
Giving Baker a taste
makes-
of his own medicine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Honestly, I think if that's the style of play you're going to run, I'd rather have Rattler do it than Fields.
It's a good point, Auburn.
Fields is athletic, but I don't know if
Not
he's quite as
sure.
athletic as Rattler.
In real life, I agree with you. I'm not sure in the game who they have.
Right. And he's just going with dump offs. He ends up coming up short, so now we got a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, Jeremiah,
He went
I
out
think
of
that's all
bounds,
he
which
does is
favors
catch the
Baker,
ones
right?
that
We're gonna save at least 15, 20 seconds on the clock. And there's not a lot of clock left, right? I mean, these are not that long of quarters. Going to get a counter play to Brooks going back to the left.
just a really good play call. I mean, you're not going to stop that, right? You play the eye candy going way, get the counter with the running back coming the other way. That's a good formation.
And this is what I was taught. Like, hardcore's doing everything we're trying to get Baker to do. Is like flex bone is just a weird formation. It looks weird. You don't know where the ball's going, especially if he's doing pre-snap formation or movement. So it's
Well, and you got Brooks in a really good position, right? He's
Yeah.
the guy on the right corner there. So if you can run a funky play and still end up with the ball in Kennedy Brooks' hands, that's about as good as you can get.
Well, that's a huge play on first down there.
That
So now
was.
he's got him behind the chains and reeling a little bit here. That's the first time we've seen that down. Now he's behind the chains. Let's see if Baker can take advantage of that.
We get a pass play. He's giving him some more of his own medicine, and Kennedy Brooks
Ooh.
drops it, right? I mean, that's the risk on some of these plays. You send running backs deep. You know, what are you going to get out of them, right? They're not receivers. Probably not the formation he should have ran that out of, but maybe he was trying to just catch Baker sleeping. And now he's definitely behind the chains, right? I mean, now he's 3rd
Right,
and
yeah.
12. But of all the players that I know that are willing to run a draw right here,
Here we go. That
Yep.
exactly right. I mean, he's willing to run the draw down. I mean, that's
I'm also thinking he
the
goes for
confidence
it.
he has.
This is 4-down territory
Yeah.
for him, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, so make it
Beautiful.
4th and 3. Here you are, 4th and 3, and now you got the playbook open if you're going to go for it anyway. So you called it, Pirate. That's exactly what I was thinking. And with the hurry up in a bad
hit him again.
defensive front, maybe
He's going to hit him in the
it's a
middle.
good
again.
shift. It's a good shift there by Baker. He's
Getting some more
pinching
guys
in
in the
here.
box. We got a pass play. He's going to run some slants,
Good
and he almost
defense.
gets a sack.
Oh,
Rambo comes through again.
I thought they had him.
Wow, that was as close as we've seen anybody get. And I'm watching the replay here. I don't know. He did a user switch. I don't know if that helped him or hurt him, but man, he really finally got some heat on Rambo or on Rattler.
Oh, yeah, I just missed. I see that Pirate. You're always talking about those dives. If he dived like 2 seconds earlier, it looks weird. It looks stupid, but
Out of bounds.
might have gotten him.
And that just comes from playing enough defense, right? I
Yeah.
just don't know that he's getting enough reps. Tisket, long time no see, my man. You're absolutely right. Hardcore is a tough play.
Almost had him.
This game, he's already beat Yofi, who I would say is probably, like we said earlier, is if not number 2, he's 2A, right?
I
Baker.
think he's number. I'll confidently say it's Hardcore 1, Yofi 2.
Yeah.
At least for now, and then that might be a 1A 1-2. Seen him play the one time, so it might be closer than we think with that too. I don't know. So I said it pregame. For me, it was harder to play Yofi than Hardcore. Like I was just fucking up so much against Yofi, but Hardcore I was putting up points at least.
Oh, and I think we got an offsides penalty here. We got some pressure, and they did not call offsides. So 4th and 3.
He was off.
He wanted the flag. Yeah, he's upset.
Oh, baloney.
If you're Hardcore here, do you kick a field goal? I mean, it puts you up 14.
He won't.
I like a field goal here. He's going to.
He is.
I think it's the right move, right? I think you got to keep it at 14.
It's absolutely the right move.
And hey, listen, this is the deal. We talked about if Baker tried to come out and win this game, which I think he's definitely tried to do. He's not sit back and run the clock. But he's still within 2 scores, right? So
that was huge. That was a win for Baker, right? He kept
it's huge,
scores. Right? Whether he stopped Hardcore outright or held Hardcore to a field goal, it's still a 2-score game. Obviously he could be in the lead with those 2 scores, but a field goal wasn't going to do it. He needed 2 touchdowns either way, right? 11 points was too far either way. I guess he could have got a 2-point conversion and a field goal, but
2, yeah. But either way, it's 2 scores, right?
Oh, he got it.
Olave with a huge catch, yeah.
I thought that was one of those where they got the interception and it took
I thought it was too. He's got guys open. He's waiting past the window where you want to throw it, and then he's throwing it into it, making a tougher throw on the second throw. So here we go with some jukes and jives, and if he would have just turned upfield, I think he would have got a couple more.
Turn it up and go. Yeah, he's just leaving yards out there by not allowing Sermon just to stick his foot in the ground.
But he's marching.
Yeah, he's not in a terrible position here, guys.
Throw it.
Nice play.
If he can get this in the end zone, it comes all down to that. Can he force a turnover? Can he force a mistake? His defense is a little bit better this half for sure. He can. This thing is far from over.
He's dropping back too far, but he does pick up 3 yards. He can make that exact same play without dropping back 15 yards.
Yeah.
And he can throw it on time.
Drifting back for sure.
He can throw that on time. That play he's running, he needs to throw it as soon as that guy cuts out, right? He's trying to throw that corner route. He's waiting until the guy gets to the sideline and starts coming back towards him before he even throws the ball. Right here, he needs to throw it to RB as soon as RB puts his foot in the ground. He needs to throw it right there.
B.
Until someone speaks up.
So he's got 2 plays here.
That's one.
In the same kind of. See, he's going for verts. But here's the deal. He doesn't have to get it all in this one play. He's in 2-down territory. And just a great dump off to Sermon. Great spin and a first down.
Yeah.
And he didn't force it there. Once again, that's 3 or 4. And force a turnover. We talked about he couldn't turn the ball over. Yeah, he got stopped on the downs, but he hasn't turned the ball over. He's played a clean game as far as that goes.
Take it in.
All right, here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Great drop by Breaker and much better in this half.
And I was totally wrong. I thought if anything that, 22 points coming in, I thought it would have stayed right there at 22, 15, 22. You know what I mean? But yeah, great job by Baker here.
And it just stinks for Baker, knowing that a lot of this is self-inflicted, right? The reason you're down 7 here with 5:23 left is a lot of your own doing on those 4th downs.
Oh, definitely don't.
And that missed field goal right before half.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why Baker's not up here, right? I mean, you take any of those plays away, and Baker's up. Now, hardcore punching him right back
this
now.
is
Slow can the guys
That's okay. That didn't take any time off. Didn't take any time off the clock.
Womp 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 womp.
He's right back where he was.
It's a lot of momentum, though, right?
Sure.
That seems to go on that beautiful drive, make it a 7-point game, and then get one housed on you.
No,
Tired. I tuned you out for a second. Were you saying the positive of that is how much time? Like it took no time.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
He's right back where he was. It basically canceled that that last drive out. But I mean, he needs to go. He's got to score twice. You know, he needs to get. Ideally, he needs to get 3 for 1. I don't know if there's enough time because I don't think he's going to get 2 for none. Right? He needs to figure out how to score fast enough to get 3 for 1. And I just don't know that there's enough time for him to do that. And I feel a little bit bad that I might have cursed Baker because I said he was the best kickoff return guy, and then Hardcore takes one to the house. So.
That's true.
It made at least a little bit.
The announcer's curse. That's the announcer's jinx.
But Baker does not have time to run the ball right now. He's been moving the ball with this awful pass offense. He doesn't have time to run the ball. He really shouldn't be screwing around his play action. He's not faking out anybody.
Yeah.
He's in trouble. Oof.
Not
that
enough.
Corner came up fast.
Well,
Not enough.
You're starting to get in these obvious passing downs where the run game really isn't an option. And you might see a little bit of heat from Hardcore here.
You should, right? I mean,
yeah.
Hardcore should be blitzing the crap out of him. He should be pass committing. But I mean, why isn't Baker audibling these routes, right? Like, why is he not breaking off a corner?
I'm not sure.
Curl?
Yeah.
A's open, RB's open.
He's late though.
Yep. And now we got really the play of the game, right? 4th and 7. He's well in his own territory. He cannot punt
What
here.
do I do here, boys?
He's thinking about punting.
He can't. He can't. I mean, not if he wants to win. If he wants to get out of here. If he's got babies to kiss or whatever, maybe he tries to punt, but
Yeah, I have to go for it.
he's still debating it or what? I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's mulling it over. What's he wanting to do?
You know the play.
What play call does he like?
Well, now he's burning a ton of play. He's burning a ton of play clock. So not that he audibles, but if he was going to, he doesn't have a chance to now.
He's gonna run the 4 verts again.
4 verts till it hurts, man. And Farrell bailed him out.
4 votes roll out. You gotta love it. I'm just saying. It wasn't. He didn't roll out to the right, so.
Yeah. Tendency breaker, right? And we get 4 verts again. You know, I run 4 verts a lot. I call it a lot, I should say, but I usually end up audibling most of the guys out, and that corner comes up and just stuffs him for a 5-yard loss.
Didn't give it to him that time.
And now Fields is as red as you can get. The computer will not let your player get more red.
Dark.
It's the dark red.
Dark red.
That's the black.
We're good.
Couldn't even
It's
see
near
him.
black. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to go on about it. It's done. I'm not even paying attention to chat right now.
And that's just not going to work. He's calling 4 verts. He's not audibling at all. Give it to Baker for making a real effort.
CPU,
It does and it doesn't, right? Like it works against the CPU when you audible around to get him to come up into press coverage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or you audible 2 or 3 of the route. There you go.
Stover this time.
I don't know why. The easiest audible on offense in the game is route when they're giving you space.
Curl route when they're pressing you.
Yeah,
When they're backed off, curl it out. When they're pressing you, run a go route. I mean, Doesn't get more basic than that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's not. I know he knows how. It's not that he. I don't know why. Maybe he just.
And that's a decent run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good run. And hey, guys, right here he is. He's
No huddle. No huddle.
3:32 left. All 3 timeouts.
He
You
cannot.
assume he's probably going to stick this in.
He cannot turn this over. He's going to probably run up the middle, which he shouldn't. Oh, he gets it done.
Good run. Great run, though. All right, so here we go again, right? Okay, so here's shot number 2. He's just done a great job in this second half. You know, he was all but knocked out of this game right before halftime. We thought that was a nail in the coffin with that touchdown by Hardcore to make it 29-7, and he's found a way in this second half to go toe for toe and make this a game.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we'll talk about it forever. It'll be the thing that haunts him if he doesn't figure out how to come back and get this. But if he doesn't make any of them, at least even one of those mistakes goes away in the first half, and he's tied or up in this game.
Even that field goal too. Like if it's 39-35 and he has a chance to win it. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know you said that field goal is too far, but.
Well, I mean, it was close, right? I mean,
right.
Well, none of that matters. Just got to get first downs, all right?
But he had 2 4th downs and a field goal in the first half that he wasn't able to convert on.
And with that, you're only down 7. That's really, honestly, really impressive against a guy like Hardcore.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he's just had a great second half.
And he picks it off.
Oh, my gosh.
Here we go, folks.
Baker every time I throw a pick.
And, I mean, this is he's focused in, and I just said it just takes a play, man. It really does. This is exactly what we saw in that South Carolina-Clemson game at the end of the year.
He's pumped.
Josh Proctor's for Oklahoma. Yeah, dude, exactly.
So what do you do here with the clock, Pirate? 3 minutes. It's
Man.
really hard to stop Hardcore.
You do not go 2 for 1. That's for sure.
Well, this is just what you're doing. You're just trying to score. I mean,
you just got to score.
You can't worry about the clock.
I'll tell you what you don't do.
No.
You don't drop back and fumble and give him the ball back.
That sucks.
So
there you go. 2 minutes.
Fields is tired.
2 turnovers
right?
in the last 3
That's
minutes.
how
of
it's
the
going to
game.
end.
Are we going to get a review? No.
No, I mean, that was a pretty clear fumble, I think, right?
I think so.
One too many rollouts. I mean, he's exhausted probably.
I'm
That
exhausted.
sucks.
And I don't think that Hardcore's going to throw.
Well, he needs to be
really
using timeouts, right? I mean, Baker needs to be using timeouts here, and he's not. I don't know if he thinks Hardcore's just not going to pay attention to it or what, but I don't think Hardcore will snap this ball until 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, he's taking.
These are
he's
the
not-
salty
he's
clock.
just-
Well, actually,
he's
though,
not-
Pirate, I don't mind doing
No
this
chocolate,
for
baby.
user games just because I don't know what they're gonna. You might need to auto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might need to check off. You don't want
I'm
to.
out.
You don't want to go to conservative. All right, so 3rd and 1. So he gets a timeout. Brooks isn't getting up. It's not great.
We'll see if that's a real thing or not. It looks like he's still.
He's still in.
Yeah, he's still in.
So, yeah, I mean, big play call here.
He put
3rd
that
and
play
1,
back.
2:09 left.
He did that perfect.
yeah, I mean, I think
Justin Fields sucks.
says the Ohio State guy.
He's
Tony.
trash.
Oh, I thought he had it.
No, yeah, it was close. Just had enough.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Hardcore takes a shot here. He shouldn't, but it would not surprise me.
No, he's.
Hey, Q. Hey, everybody. Hey, again, make sure exclamation.
And that's a bad box, right? He's only got 4 guys really
Look
in
at
the
that
box.
4 guys in the box.
And he's gonna
bounce it.
aim it left, yeah, because that linebacker's
Yeah.
over right.
Yeah. And what Baker's just staying in it. You see what I'm saying? Like Baker's just staying. and not recognizing that.
Yeah, that's so easy.
Oof.
And there you go. Yeah, I mean that's just an easy 6 yards.
This is like the
I'm not sure. Has
Uh,
Baker turned on strip ball, or has he done anything like that?
I haven't. I don't know.
I can ask him.
I'm in hardcores, but
I mean, Baker's got to be happy with where this ended up. But hardcore didn't win this game, boys. Baker lost this game.
yeah, I mean, he made the plays he had to here late, but yeah, I mean that.
And a great
Yeah, I mean,
break
it's just-
call, right? You're in
Yeah.
that strong formation. You're in that wildcat formation. Hazelwood's got all the speed you need. I don't think hardcore has any interest in giving Baker the ball back.
No,
There goes the tempo.
that's going to do it.
Man, that interception.
It's tough, right? I mean, he did everything he could to get back in the game. He had himself set up, and just an unfortunate fumble. Wow, just a great game, right, guys? I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Absolutely.
I know Pirate.
it really seemed like it was going to be a blowout, and Baker almost couldn't have played a better second half.
Yeah,
I
there's-
know exactly what you just said, John. Pirate, you said no moral victories, but he did win the second half score wise, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he scored 25 to Baker or to Hardcore's 10
Wow.
in the second half.
I mean, even if you think about that, especially in a user game, league, 7 minutes.
I don't know what their plan is as far as all that
To
stuff, but
take that from where it was at and be in position to win the game is just really impressive. And I think it should give him a lot of confidence going in. And,
G12
that he did belong. He belonged in this game, right? Not the gap isn't much. He didn't get blown out of the water.
No, I mean, you
and-
take any of these plays off. In the second half, the only touchdown Hardcore scored was the kick return.
Guys. Baker played a great game. He did what he needed to do, but we have a national champion here. Hardcore probably.
We got Baker in here first, so
We got
let's talk to
Baker.
him real quick. Coach Baker, are you with us?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, tremendous second half. I know we've talked a lot. I hope you go back and watch the VOD. I know you will. There's no moral victories, especially for a team like Ohio State and a classy coach like yourself, but tremendous second half. You couldn't have made a better comeback. I hope our viewers enjoyed what they got. Obviously didn't end up where you wanted it, but why don't you run us through kind of how the game went as far as what you thought how things went?
Well, the first half didn't go as planned. I had coming into the game, I really thought I was going to pull a page out of Bert's playbook when him and I played and slow the game down and not limit his possessions, and that didn't go as planned. And it was kind of an oh shit moment at halftime when it was 29-7 and facing an uphill battle. We pulled it together in the second half. I am going to say him and I played twice, and they've both he's had 14-point leads going into the fourth, and it's come down to one possession games. Of all things tonight, I hope that the league realizes that hardcore is beatable. We have had it pounded into our heads for the last God knows how many months that he is this invincible podium. And I think give me another chance, I have just as good opportunity to beat him as anybody else. He's a beatable player in this league, and we can't continue to put him up above everyone else. It was a 7-point game, and honestly, I had the game in my hands, and my best player fumbles on a crucial drive. So I'm not disappointed with the outcome. I was worried at halftime, though. I will say that much. I was going to turn conservative clock on and try and get out of there without getting embarrassed in the second half. But it was a good game. I can't take anything away from hardcore. He played great. He knows what's going on. I will say that much. As much as I say you can't put him on that pedestal, he knows what you are doing. He knows when you're running. He knows when you're passing. He knows when you want to scramble. He knows what player you're going to throw to. He knows what guy is open, and you still have to outsmart him. And it's hard to do. It is very hard to do. But I got to tip my hat to hardcore. He won the game, but I also have some positives to take away, and I think in another rematch, who knows what can happen.
Absolutely. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake, right?
Exactly.
He knows if you've been bad or good.
I was very
Yeah,
bad
don't
in the
throw a
first half.
screen pass for heaven's sake.
Dude, I knew that. You guys, I told the chat, I'm like, I'm not throwing any screens this entire game because
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
he is so good at sniffing those out. I didn't run a screen. I did run the shark wheel a couple times for Pirate.
It did not go unnoticed. We appreciate that. Yeah, and Hardcore was tasked with running a shuffle pass, and he did not run that. So he'll be hearing about that from me here shortly. But yeah, I mean, you had a couple plays in the first half that didn't go your way. A couple fourth down calls. We do have to ask you, and I'm going to let these guys ask some questions. This is the last one I have to get off my chest. What was that pause fourth down thing? Were you trying to catch him off guard coming out of pause when you snapped the ball, or what happened there?
The pause?
You had a 4th and inches. You ended up doing like a fullback handoff. You went into the
I
pause.
don't think you even realized he did it.
No. I paused because I was seeing if I could challenge the spot on the Olave catch. That's what I was going to look at because Olave caught the ball and did that stupid animation.
Yeah.
Balls backwards.
You got a benefit on that in the second half, though. He fell the other direction later.
Yeah.
We
Well, I
thought
just
you
wanna
were
say,
trying
too,
to
that
hack the
my
game.
comment on Hardcore. Hardcore is a fantastic player. I don't want to take anything away from Hardcore, but everyone all week long, I had my streams up for the giveaway. I can't tell you how many people came up and said, you're 100% going to lose. You're going to get your ass beat. Hardcore is going to crush you, like all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting back. I'm like, I've played this guy before. He's a very good player, but he's not unbeatable. And I think that's kind of been shown tonight. If I could show anything tonight, I think anyone can beat him. You just got to be, smart with how you play against him.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what we talked about, right? I mean, we talked about, as you go back and watch the VOD, this game comes down to really those 2 down plays, right? A 4th and inches where you run the fullback dive, and the first 4th down where you run the gut play where you said, I probably should have thrown the ball, right? If you could take that back, if that's a touchdown, this is a tie game going right there. So I think that's how close this game was. I mean, plays here. And you did exactly what we said you needed to do in that second half.
No turnovers, even though I had a couple that he probably should have picked off. They didn't go his way, thankfully, so that helps me a little bit. But I'm kind of curious. What's this? I'm trying to exit out of the game. I'm kind of curious to see what the stats were on the game. I know Justin Fields went out for a little bit for like a drive, but
yeah,
I'm kind of curious how I did with throwing the ball because I sure as hell couldn't run on him. He was sniffing that out pretty strong.
Yeah, everything you're saying, I think we were very critical of some things in the VOD, but we definitely feel like you showed us a blueprint of how to beat him, and you've got some things to work on there. I think you knew that going in, and a lot of the same questions we had about you all season, showed up here, and you said, hey, I hope I can throw when I need to, and honestly, you did. It wasn't pretty, but you threw when you needed to, and you impressed all of us, top to bottom.
The one play that stands out is I had a 3rd and long, and I rolled to the right, and Olave was open on the backside between 2 defenders. I don't know what I was thinking when I threw it because he probably should have picked it off, but that Olave pressed me in the back of my head. I'm like, damn, I didn't know I was capable of doing that. But I'm going to tell you guys this. Going into Season 2, I am going to start an offline dynasty with the new rosters with Ohio State, so I'm going to get more familiar with their playbook than I was heading into this G12 season. And, the cards are going to be shuffled a little bit. Hardcore's getting a different team. We're all in the same conferences, so who knows if, we'll ever be back in a natty. But I'm not disappointed in the way we played. I am disappointed that Fields cost us the game on a crucial drive. That's the disappointing part for me.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say on that offline dynasty, I wish you were streaming it, but make sure you turn your quarterback, pass completions way down. That will help you a ton. To have to
I might
make
connect
super
with you
accurate
before
throws.
I start it and go through some sliders with you to see what you think would benefit me the most. But I'm excited for Season 2. I'm not disappointed with tonight. I really, especially the way the first half went, I thought, my God, I'm embarrassing myself here. But I'm happy with the result. I think we gave a good show for everyone that was here tonight, and can carry that positive momentum into next season.
Yeah, I hope our viewership ended up dropping quite a bit. I hope people didn't turn this off at halftime and miss an amazing second half. I also wanted to just kind of end on you set a precedent here with this look good, play good layout you're going with this tie. That also did not go unnoticed in the booth here. Is that going to be your new game attire for next season, or is that
Maybe
a
for
one-time
big
thing?
games. I wanted to bust
Okay.
it out for the Natty. I figured it's a business trip. You got to win. We're going cross country to try and get a W in a big game. And like you said, you look good, you play good. So I tried my best.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, and good luck next season.
Hey, I just want to say before I sign off here, I want to thank everybody that's in chat, that's in the booth, everyone that's been a part of the G12 this whole season. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. I know we've had some turmoil, we've had some turnover, we've had people in and out, we've had scheduling conflicts, we've had disconnection issues, we've had I don't want to call them arguments, but some disputes and some conversations, and this many people coming together to put something together like this has been fantastic. I know it's hats off to Bert for putting it together, but it really is everyone that's been involved with the G12 the entire season. It's been fantastic. I'm really looking forward to season 2, and I really hope we can continue this for as long as the servers allow us to do it, because it's a lot of fun. The banter, the positive banter is great. The head-to-head rivalries, the longer it goes, we'll have rematches and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to where season 2 goes. But I want to thank you guys too that aren't participating as coaches and that are in the booth only. You guys really do contribute a whole lot more to this than you may realize. And thank you guys for continuing to do it week in and week out.
Of course. Have a good night, Coach.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Baker, Buckeyes,
I'll see you, Baker.
BCS title appearances. All right. Guys.
Yeah, it counts. Hang a banner. Big Ten Championship. Big Ten starts with a B too. You can switch to that.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Good
Have
night.
a good Christmas and Thanksgiving too. If I don't talk to you guys, see ya.
Sounds good.
I'll see you, Baker.
And we got Coach Hardcore in here now. Coach, how have you dried off from the Gatorade shower? What's the current status on the sideline for you now?
Actually, nobody here in the house really cares. So, no Gatorade shower. The puppy was like, "I want to go back to bed." So not very exciting in the house, but I'm pretty damn excited to win this thing. Let me tell you.
That reminds me of the old joke about the beautiful supermodel, and there's a line that says, "No matter how good she looks, somebody somewhere is sick of her shit."
Yeah, that's basically how it is here. That's exactly how it is.
Well, why don't you run us through how that game went? Obviously, the first half was a lot better than the second half, but you did just enough to win. Why don't you run us through how things went from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, I think we played well, even at the end there. I think we did enough to win. Really, at the beginning of the game, we know how it always is. I mean, John knows this better than anybody. The first quarter, I'm just feeling each other out. So I wasn't surprised at the first quarter being close, and him going down and scoring right away wasn't that big of a surprise. That second drive when I scored, I had been thinking about this for a while as far as the fake field goal. I was like, hey, the first time I score, if he sends everybody to block and he's just kind of being nonchalant about it, I'll catch him by surprise here and go for 2. And I did, and I got it, thankfully. I was a little worried about lag screwing me and getting my quarterback destroyed, but he was able to get the ball off. And going up by 8, the whole point really wasn't – 1 point doesn't make that much of a difference, but I think the psychological impact it had really did change the rest of that quarter. I felt like when you're down by 8 instead of 7, I feel like you have to rush a little bit more. It's just a natural thing. So that helped me out. I feel like he was a little bit more sporadic on offense for the rest of that second quarter. Our defense played fantastic on 4th down. 2 huge stops. Thanks, Potato, for the follow. 2 massive stops in the first half, and then they missed a field goal, which he barely missed. So defense played remarkable in the first half. And really, they played remarkable as we head into the second half, too. Really, just when we talked about, the opportunities that we could possibly miss that would cost us the game, I figured it would be on offense, right? Like, I figured I'd throw a pick. Especially, I knew I was going to throw a pick on that exact play where it was a cover 2, and I ran a slant route right into it. But I didn't expect the defense to have so many missed opportunities. I didn't expect to have 3 or 4 drops. And I was just about to get super pissed off about the defense not helping me out at all and the offense having to do all the work. And then, of course, that fumble late. But, I mean, he came back, and I told Chad this. I said, hey, we scored 29 in the first half. He can easily do the same, and he almost did. So I was ready for a comeback. I knew he was going to get the ball and the momentum. But that kick return was a little bit of a backbreaker. That was a big one for me as well. We did just enough in the second half to come away with the win. And then at the end there, just trying to stay alive. Bad pick. Like I said, I knew I'd do something like that where just slant on a cover 2. If you get it in between the linebackers, it looks gorgeous. But if you don't, it's a really, really bad play. And so credit to him for that pick. And then finally, I don't know how many times, if you include sacks and hurries and hits out of bounds, because I had a really bad late hit out of bounds, and then runs by Justin Fields. I mean, we probably hit him at least 30 times today, and he finally fumbled it. And I wasn't really how I thought we were going to get a turnover, but obviously it was a big one, and that kind of sealed it for us.
Yeah, great recap. I think you nailed it on the head. I hope you go back and not only watch our VOD, but make sure you catch that coach's VOD. I can't wait to watch that on Max.
Me too.
I wasn't able to see that one yet, but that's got to be a blast. I tuned into it just for a second, and it looks like he had about 15 guys in there. I'm sure it's just a complete disaster, but I'm super excited to check that
disaster.
out. But
I'm sure they were throwing their hands in the air when I was throwing the ball when I was up there at the end, wondering what the hell I was thinking. So I can't wait to watch that, and also you guys as well, because you guys have kind of been the voice of the G12, and you guys have done a great job all year long.
Well, we appreciate that. Now, Coach, you ran a lot of interesting formations, and it seemed like you always were zigging when he was expecting you to zag, and just a lot of things kind of went your way in the first half. But what was the reason in the second half? Why did it feel like did you take your foot off the pedal? It feels like, Baker mentioned he was considering just running the clock, going to basically trying to get out of there and giving up. Where was your mindset at? What kind of coming out of halftime?
My mindset was fine. I mean, we just, to be honest with you, got a little bit unlucky. I mean, for example, that first drive coming out of the half after he had already scored, it was 5 wide, and we ran a jet sweep. And if his defensive end doesn't make an amazing play, I mean, I'm going for a touchdown. He was in man coverage. Nobody was over there. I wasn't going to run into anybody until that center high safety. And he just got me. And so it ends up being a 3-yard loss instead of, 8 to probably 20-yard gain. So those things happened a lot in the second half on offense. That didn't happen a lot in the first half. We had a dropped catch by Kennedy Brooks on that seam route. And
yeah,
I mean, we set it up perfectly. I had the curl route over there. It kept the safety on that side of the field. It was perfect. And safety was late coming over, and it went right through his hand. So if you complete those plays, all of a sudden it's not like that. But we didn't make those plays. So I think mentality-wise, I wasn't upset with how we were playing. We were staying aggressive. He made some awesome plays on offense, especially on third down. That's kind of, if I had to run parallels to this game and Yofi's game, what he did on third down is what Yofi wasn't able to do on third down. He had a couple third and longs that he barely got, or sometimes quite often on the 1-4 verticals he easily got. So that was what kept him alive in this game. And credit to him, because as soon as he thought he was kind of on the mat, he found a way to keep fighting.
He rolled out to the right a lot, and we've been on him all season long about that, and that was never going to work against you. And we kept, even in this game, saying, hey, Hardcore's going to make an adjustment, and he's going to start blitzing a corner off that edge, or he's going to do something. And it never seemed like you really quite made an adjustment to really shut that down. Now, obviously you had success, but you never really just completely shut it down. What was your mindset in not making more of an attempt to bring a corner off that right side every single time?
Yeah, I mean, I tried a couple corner blitzes on that side, especially early on. He hit somebody in the flat. I believe it was even in the second quarter I tried. But my mindset was, hey, look, first of all, when a game's close, you risk doing that when he can run the ball. If you're in man coverage everywhere else, you could be in trouble. But really my mindset was, hey, if he wants to run a Justin Fields, and if he can somehow get on outside of my containment, and if my spy can't get over there, and the flat corner can't make a play, then he makes a really good play, and good for him. And he did that 3 or 4 times for some really big plays. But he also had some really close calls where he either got sacked, he got hit super hard, he had a weird incomplete pass, or he almost threw a couple picks. So I wasn't against him rolling out. I was totally fine with it, as long as when he was rolling out, he was feeling pressure. And he did a good job throwing it away a couple times. But honestly, it was almost like in basketball when you get that point guard to a certain position on the court and you can kind of trap him. I was okay with him rolling out and feeling comfortable as long as we are closing in safely. I also didn't want to bring the corner too much and give him easy throws. I wanted him to sit back and have to figure out what zone I was in and try to find an open receiver. And a lot of times he struggled with that today. And I didn't want to give him easy stuff. You start, bringing corners, and all of a sudden it's dink and dunk. And I was like, I want him to work for every yard, whether it's running with Justin Fields every play.
Well, I'm going to pee my pants, and I've talked plenty, so I'm going to let these guys finish up with you. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks. I can't wait to listen to you.
I was
E-Mix?
I was just gonna say congratulations, man. It was honestly a lot closer than I thought. I said in stream going in, I think it was a 22-point lead. I thought it was gonna stay right there. Like I said in stream, it was gonna maybe drop down 15, go back to 22. But Pirate mentioned it earlier. I think more so than you winning this game, I think Baker kind of lost it. He had the 2 4th down conversions. He had the missed field goal. He had the fumble. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from your win. I thought he played way better in that second half than we were seeing, and just kind of, I don't know what happened. I guess the second half, what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take full credit for the 4th down stop, to be honest with you. I mean, we read those perfectly. We made some really good plays. So I'm taking credit for the fourth down stops. But, that's the game, right? I mean, we went into this knowing whoever makes more mistakes is probably going to lose it. You play as perfect as you can, and you hope for the best.
Yeah, I didn't mean to take anything away. It was more.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think Pirate pretty much asked all the questions. So, yeah, I mean, congratulations. I think you had a great year. I think you were clearly the best guy. But, it was good to see you in a close game. Something that you had to. But congratulations on a great year, undefeated.
Hey, John, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being a great mod, obviously, in my channel, but also being a great commenter and great addition to the G12. And E-Mix, I didn't know you were leaving, man. I sucks to hear, man. I just found that out maybe, I don't know, not that long ago. So,
well, I'm not gonna be streaming, but I'll still play. So if you ever want to play me,
all right, we can do that. For sure. Now that I don't have to worry about you trying to take my moves, we can play all the time.
Awesome. I do also want to point out, I know Baker was talking about we keep putting hardcore on a pedestal. We need to give him some credit, though. He had the target on his back all year, and he pulled it out, man. He won his user games. He showed up big in all these CPU games. So big congratulations from me to you, hardcore.
Hey, yeah, and Baker played his ass off, right? I mean, he came in reckless abandon, and he did some great things, some sweet stick skills. Especially with Justin, he ran some really good zone runs in obvious passing situations. So he did a really good job, and you guys did a great job. And Fantasy and MacDub and everyone else who produced and has been producing Chuck Sharp. I mean, you guys are awesome, and you guys are the reason this whole thing worked. And then obviously the chat and the people that just want to watch us bullshit and hang around. I mean, you guys are awesome. So we were thinking this was gonna be a big day, and you guys came out in full force and made it a really fun and big day. So. All the credit, at the end of the day goes to you guys. And this championship, I'm fucking taking. You guys can eat my ass. But really, the fact that we got this far and we got to crowning a champion, it's really a victory for everybody.
Hey, Coach, it's Baker. I'm not going to eat your ass, but good game, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hey, that was
great game, buddy. I think that was a great outcome for the end of the season. I'm looking forward to next year.
I agree, man. Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm glad you're on the other. He's on the other conference, right? I'm glad he's over on that side.
Yeah,
I know you've been really humble all year, hardcore. Now you can actually glow. It's over.
Super humble.
Hey, it's over, but just like that, people only care about it for one day, and then it's like, all right, honestly,
yeah.
So.
And we're not going to forget, you also didn't have to play a conference championship, so that made it pretty. You had the easiest path, but.
I was waiting for you to say something about the coin toss. Right when I didn't get the coin toss, I was like, oh,
of course he did.
Go watch the vid. Go watch the VOD.
Yeah.
You started off behind. You lost the coin toss, so. But you.
Oh man.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks everybody for coming out. Obviously, E-Migs, John Rob, thanks so much for being here, not only tonight but all season long. And want to give a shout out to Fantasy, as everybody's called out, but this is really a wet dream of his that came to life, and it's been amazing. Thanks to Q for being a mod in literally everybody's channel, carrying this thing along. I mean, I don't even want to guess what time it is for her right now. She should be asleep, but thanks for the chat. I mean, we're still at almost 30 users right now, 30 viewers. So tremendous season. I'm really honestly sad that this is kind of coming to an end for a little while. So let's make sure we stay active in each other's channels. I hope you guys keep streaming and everybody, keeps the negativity up in Hardcore's channel, and make sure we don't let him. Let's not lose the momentum we have. Let's keep building our brands and make season 2 an even bigger success. So I'll try to get the green screen so you guys don't have to look at my Florida Gator gear all season long, and maybe I'll be skinny by the time this thing ends. But we're gonna wrap this up. Emigs, you got anything left? Anything else you want to say?
Man. Had a blast. I had a really fun time playing in this league. I'm looking forward to calling some of these games user games. Happy to be a part of it. Like you said, I echo everything you said. Thanks to Fantasy. Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to the coaches. Thanks for a great season.
John, one last chance to say something in that ugly hat.
Man, I tell you what, this hat is beautiful. Unlike your wall. Yeah, I mean, I did not think I was going to do this. I just remember, man, I got a guilt complex. Me and Pirate are always in chat. We literally seen every game. Why don't we just jump in and do this? So it's just been really cool just to you guys and come just basically hang out and watch some dorks play football on a video game. So I appreciate everybody supporting us and watching. And yeah, I mean, it's what else would I be doing besides sitting here watching the game? Give my thoughts, and it's been a fun ride, and I can't wait for season 2 in a few months, and we'll do it all over again.
Happy holidays, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you're into. Diwali's going on right now, and Hanukkah. Don't forget Hanukkah. So we'll see everyone. Hopefully we'll see you in the streams. Worst case, we'll see you in January for hopefully a tournament, and February when this thing kicks back off again. Well, for the entire crew, the Pirate Ike is signing off, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a good night. My wife came in here and gave me the old, "Why are you still on?" Look, I was like, "I'm sorry, baby. I know it's almost midnight. I apologize."
You did.
You
It
did.
worked. It worked.
You did. I'm watching it. Me too.
Yeah.
See you later.
Thanks, Bird. Thanks for a great season, man.